been another little while because we just can't help but do that.
It happens on occasion.
Life happens.
So, if the pre-credits ever make it into any recording or special episode, you'll realize we spend like just as much time chatting and trying to remember what the hell we did than actually playing, but it worked, it's fun. Anyway,
No one has to know.
we're happy that you tuned back in. We are To Die For. My name is Aaron. I am going to be leading this crazy group once again as they venture now into a city for the first time in this campaign. Starting on my left, we'll do a quick round of introductions.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm playing Boz, the Wood Elf Druid.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. I am playing Ayala, the High Elf Reborn Warlock.
Hello, I'm Michaela. I'm playing Helene, the Halfling Rogue.
Hello, I am Jaden, and I am playing Azure, the the Tiefling Barbarian.
She's like, wait, what am I playing again?
It's been a
Who am
while.
I playing today?
We played
No,
a couple
no,
other
it
random
happened
campaigns.
yesterday.
So.
I forgot who I was.
And together we are To Die For, or we are going to just die. We'll find out. We don't know.
Yes.
A little bit of both. We'll
Wait,
find
I'm
out.
already dead.
No, you're not.
Gonna die.
I'm
You're
deadish.
You're undead. Done.
face is dead.
Undead.
All
That
right.
face is awesome.
So, last time, in the last episode, as the party was in a desecrated and deserted village that had been long abandoned, they all split up looking for some stuff to find, plunder, loot, anything.
It's
of the
always a
sorts.
good idea to split the party.
Yeah, so they split up. They didn't die, so
That one.
because they're all heroes, so you know things didn't go too horribly bad. But when investigating one of the one of the basements, Helene, along with Phileas, went down and they found this creature with these glowing eyes that turned out to be Kron, a warforged who had been stuck down there for an approximate number of years, but seemed to have been completely stuck down there due to a damaged leg and some rubble falling on top of the door. Helping Kron out and obtaining some pumpkin meat along the way, the party
Pumpkin.
then continue their journey on to Ellis Bay. While traveling, just that slight remainder of the distance, Kron got to know a few of the party members fairly well. Some special moments were kind of shared.
The guts were spilled.
Guts were spilled. Some were
Literally.
Some of them
marked. Some of them were
all over the place.
as we got to learn a little bit about everyone, and historical tie-in was made between the backstories, which we'll see how that plays out. Maybe Boz can do some convincing and can convert someone else to his cause, maybe. We'll find out.
Sounds like a cult.
It's
Don't
a,
know what
We're
he's
going
playing.
to convert you to the cause.
it's a rebellion.
But with that, the party continued on, and as the final day of travel was getting towards the end, they started, or in the far distance, they could see a large wall stretching across kind of the landscape, marking the boundaries of Alice Bay. And between that wall and them was littered with farms. As they saw, with the light starting to fade, small lights starting to pop up. And that is where we left off. So, party, you were seeing your first glimpse of civilization in quite a while, some longer than others. What would you like to do as the sun is fading? You've probably still got about 2 miles or so to the gates, so not an incredibly long journey. And it's just through farmland where you do see a paved road off in the distance. So any additional travel shouldn't be too hard. You are kind of hampered as Kron, the Warforged, does have a damaged leg that you helped kind of find a replacement to using a large stick, but you know.
And Boz carried him for a lot of the way. He just
Yes.
turned into a horse.
Yes, and I'm out of wild shapes.
Yeah.
It is out, yes. Boz is out of wild shapes.
And I'm
a
carrying
quick
you.
reminder for everyone else too. It's been a while since we reviewed this, but one of the homebrew rules that we are implementing is, again, short rests are actually throughout the night, and a long rest is considered a full week. So in order to regain a lot of health and other stuff, sleeping through the night.
Probably
doesn't
gonna
work.
stay in the town for
So-
a little while.
Once again, with that, party, what would you like to do?
Yes, I am holding the sleeping Helene, just being like, she's finally quiet. It's so nice.
Yes, I think we could. We're not that far from the town. I think we should. It's just a short walk. Kron, you think you can make it?
Should he'll make it.
If not, we'll figure something out for you.
Yes. All right, let's keep.
Aren't dangers here? Should be fine.
I agree. Let's keep moving. Azure, you're good to go?
I should be, considering it's not that far, all things considered, after the wild week that we've had. I think we'll be fine to do a little bit. And there it goes.
That dice wasn't important.
That dice we'll have to get later.
It's just a 6. I didn't need it.
Phileas James, and I think that's the most rhythmic drop or clack of a rock I've ever heard.
Where's Mans? Mans, are you throwing rocks again? Leave it alone. No.
It's gone forever.
She's like,
Goes and crawls up your leg onto your shoulder.
I'm holding Helene on this side, and then Mans is sitting on this shoulder while we're walking.
So, you guys decide to press on, and at a slightly slower pace, due to
Exhaustion.
And hauling.
Kron's,
Kron.
Kron's limited.
Yeah, that guy too.
Yeah.
Forgot about him. Took like 2 seconds for me to forget.
You take a few quick steps, and you're like, oh, that's right. So you journey kind of through the farmland. You don't see anyone out, maybe just 1 or 2 people that are turning in from their farms late. You see a torch here and there. Relatively quiet though, as you, maybe for also one of the first times in a while, you look up at the stars and they're not quite as bright and they're not quite as shining as they were. And it kind of hits home in that, that's right, we're going to be going into the city. There's the lights, and you can see a small glow just coming from inside as a bit of a nightlife has started to spring up. But then as you also maybe take a glance up and see that, you also do see, as happens every 2 weeks or so, that you're all fully aware of, but I don't think it's been introduced yet, you see the second moon in the sky starting to appear. Again, kind of diminishing the other stars and kind of showing or giving you a little more light to walk by too.
I told you.
So,
I am going to be happy to get to a location where we can just sit and not be surrounded by dirt and just be content for a little while.
Yes, I too would like to eat something besides pumpkin or.
I mean, I could do without the eating part, but
We know.
I wouldn't mind a bath.
With the mention of food, drool kind of starts going down Azure's face after just
You know.
multiple weeks of nothing.
Azure, you're leaking again.
As much as grass nourishes,
disgusting.
it's really not my favorite thing to do.
And I'm pretty sure it's not good on digestion either.
No, it's really not.
Why does this child snore?
Because she's sitting straight up, and sitting straight up is not the best way to
She's
sleep.
not sitting straight up, she's leaning on my shoulder.
Close enough.
Oh God, you're such a grumpy old
you
man.
feel man starting to walk across the shoulder towards Helene.
Mans, you are not strangling the child. That's
Kind
what
of
I
shift
thought.
just a little bit, kind of like snuggle in a little bit more.
You feel man's grip just tightens slowly, like onto your shoulder. Not like really.
Not like
taking it, but,
painfully, but she's like,
that pressure, like especially the thumb, like it's
Right.
getting a tight spot.
she's like, you can strangle some bad person in the city when we get there. I promise. I mean, if you want to run on ahead, you can go scout it out if you want.
Go strangle some person before we even get there.
I mean, it could be a bad person.
On the
You know,
off
Grip
chance.
tighten around you a little more.
You know, I don't think your hand has a moral compass.
I don't think he has a moral compass either.
She's like, I don't know why you think he thinks in general.
Does he even
He
think?
seems to think though, because he has his
Ow,
ideas of his
ow!
own.
Yeah.
I think
Man, stop it!
he seems to get a little jealous as well. So I think he's getting.
I mean, well, if you've been around somebody for as long as we've been together, I mean, I would get pretty jealous too if somebody else was getting all my attention.
Oh man.
All right. So
You're asleep. Shut up.
I'm not even awake. I'm not even here. Just ignore me.
Mans quiets down as you guys
Quiets.
make your way for the remaining 2 miles as you then approach the city gates. And as you get there, the road that you're on leads to one. It's not a massive. It's a good double-sized door, probably about 20 feet across and about 20 feet high.
It's not a massive door.
Yeah, it's large, but it's not the grandest of entrances. But you do come up, and it is closed, and you don't see any guards, at least posted on the outside.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm just gonna knock. Just because I'm so exhausted and, traveling with a bunch of new people who I still don't fully know. I'm just gonna walk over and be like,
Hello, anyone there?
they're probably sleeping. That's why I knocked. Shut up.
it's
Nope.
not-
Nope.
It's not even that late.
Well, you never know what time cities go to sleep.
Later than
What's
this.
going on?
Nothing, dear. We're here, sort of.
Who was it knocking?
Yes, I was knocking. Hello.
Hello.
Why are you here?
We've been traveling for a while, and we'd like to come in for a place to stay.
And he goes and looks both sides. Traveling from where? There's nothing but farms out there.
I took a boat here, just up north from here.
We also took a boat, but ours crashed, and so we had to
Mine-
walk here from the shore.
Mine didn't.
You walked all the way from the shore?
It's
Yeah,
been
it's
a couple
been a few
days.
days.
A while.
I mean, not everybody walked.
Let me inside. I'm just a poor kid.
Shh. I'm just like,
Like, gives you the once-over.
she's like, I could really use a bath, and a drink, and some food.
I wouldn't mind a drink either.
I mean,
Kind of a strange party you got there.
trust me, I know.
Yes.
It is what happens when a boat crashes.
My
Yeah.
boat did not crash.
Well, yeah. But we ran
you're
into
lucky
you.
then.
Boat didn't crash. How did you get...
Don't
You know
worry.
what?
We're not sure about her, but our boat crashed.
Okay. He goes,
Open the gate a little bit.
Do you think they're gonna let us in? Oh, they opened the door.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Go back to sleep.
No, I want to see the city.
You'll see it in the morning.
But it won't be the night.
Where's the closest inn, if you don't mind me asking? Unless you have some sort of hollow where travelers can go to rest or...
A hollow. Are you trying to sleep inside of a log?
there's no logs in here, so you can always go back outside. and look
Nope.
for one of those.
Nope, we're not looking for a log.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
I am fully aware, dear.
The closest one here is going to be Molden's Inn.
Molden?
It's mold.
Not mold, but
I didn't
mold.
choose his name, okay?
Got it.
All right.
It's, what is it, 4 blocks? About 4 blocks. You'll see it.
We've walked this far. We
Thank
can make
you.
4 more blocks.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm
Hey,
just gonna-
bye, nice man.
Get in, I need to close this up.
Once they're inside, I'm just gonna keep walking straight to wherever this moldy inn is.
So, as you guys enter in, you find yourselves in a fairly well-developed city. Now, this isn't anything compared to a lot of the others that most of you, if not all of you, have actually been to. It's nothing like Suderheim in the south, which is a massive, technologically advanced city comparatively to a lot of other places, and it's nothing like the capital. If anything, due to Ellis Bay's kind of a little more remote side of things, some might expect the city to be a little more simplistic. And while there's definitely a simplistic and more druidistic nature to the city, as you see a lot of the buildings are made of either like simple stones or nicely carved wood. Just kind of really emphasizing more of that nature feel. There's not a lot of gilded or grand displays of wealth, at least in this section. You do find that there's a bit of a nightlife going on for this part of the city after you get a few blocks in. You do see what seem to be some
There's a nightlife.
magical lights that just kind of slowly light up around in front of some of the different, what you're assuming are bars or inns, or taverns or inns, as not all the buildings have it, but it seems.
Look at the pretty lights.
I know. They're
This
great.
is so cool. I haven't seen something like this before.
It's just a lot of cities have very different things.
You get kind of a loose piece on your shirt here.
It's fine. I'll take care of it later.
But it's coming loose.
It's fine. I'll take care of it later.
All right. So you start seeing a number of different people walking around. Hard to kind of make it out. Most of them do have either a drink in their hand or are chatting it up with another individual. It seems like whatever time of year this is right now, there's not a lot of work, or they just like to party at night. So
There is nothing wrong with that. Well, let's go.
So after a few blocks, you do see a very much older looking inn. And you see this wooden sign hanging off from the front with a large, what seems to be tankard kind of design with it. And then in just simple blue letters that really don't stand out very well, it just says Molden, which is Moldins.
I think this is the location in which we are supposed to go.
Yes, let's head inside.
This is the
Though
place.
we don't have money,
Looks
so we're gonna have to
like
figure
it.
something out.
We?
Do you have money?
I walk in. Small child on my arm, hand on my shoulder.
Is you gonna pretend to be my mom?
If you would like me to,
I
can.
just need to know what I'm playing along with. I'm a great actress.
I'm gonna go up to the bar or innkeep or hostess stand, whatever.
So as you enter in, the bar itself, you do hear this a little bit of a low murmur come out as there is some activity going on. It's definitely not the most popular bar, maybe due to its vicinity and how far it is more towards the edge of the city, closer to the gate. Probably indicates that it doesn't get as much foot traffic as others. The bar itself is kind of on the dark side. There are lights. There's a large fireplace on the back end of the inn as you walk in, kind of almost directly across from the entrance. But it only seems to have like a small-ish fire, despite the fact that, you know, weather's been getting a little colder at nights, but they're not blazing the whole thing through. Past that, the inside, there's a few other small torches that have been lit to kind of help illuminate the place. Not a lot of the magical lights as you've seen with others though. And the entire feel is really that of, like, everything has been made out of this dried oak. Like the table seemed to be made of oak, the bar seems to be made of oak. Like they got a special deal with a craftsman. If they just ordered one material, they get a discount because
All
everything
oak.
is made of oak. And it hasn't been the
Okay.
yeah, okay. It hasn't been the best maintained either. It's not moldy, but
Ugh.
It's definitely
It doesn't quite live up to the
deteriorating.
name.
you question some of the seats just by the look. But the few customers you do see in here do seem to be happy. They're chatting up, just kicking back, relaxing. It doesn't seem to be like a questionable place of or anything of that. So as you're now taking a look at the bar, you do see a furball who is behind it. He's got a few drinks. There's a few bottles behind there as well. And as you approach, big furball too.
Like big or big?
More of the first.
Okay.
He's a rotund furball.
Okay. He's a fur ball.
For ball.
Yeah, furball
Got
would be an accurate, probably an accurate nickname he had for a lot of his life. If he's still alive.
Oh, poor baby.
But as you come up, he greets you with this big grin. Welcome. Don't
No,
think I've seen
now's
you
when-
guys around here.
I think. You go.
And it looks like I don't think I've seen a few of your kind ever before.
We are traveling, looking for a place to stay. Do you by chance have housing available?
I've got a few rooms that are open. Not too many people stay here unless they're wanting an early exit out, but not many people come from the north side, and the farmers live right outside. So that's just kind of how it is. Would you like a room?
One for the two of us.
Okay, that's gonna be 1 silver.
I'm gonna reach in to one of my hidden pockets that I have and pull out a gold piece and just lay it on the counter. I'll pay for all of our rooms. And could I also get something strong to drink?
He kind of looks forward. It's like, sure. How many of your rooms are you wanting? Because if all of you are together, I'm counting 6 of you. Then.
How many beds per room?
Well, I mean, it depends on how much straw and hay you want to fit in one, really.
Great.
Well, I don't really need a bed, so we could probably go for.
If you're looking for the comfortable beds, then 2 of them have actual frames on them.
Helene and I will take one of those rooms.
I don't need much because I'm just going to sit on the floor for a few hours. How about you, Asher?
I mean, I'm not against sleeping on the floor for a night until we can.
Can we have
Get some
3
money.
rooms?
We'll take the cheap rooms.
We'll take 3 rooms.
Yeah.
1 for the 2 of us, 1 for the 2 of them, and then I'm going to point to our tiefling and our
I am a tiefling.
Crania wager.
The,
And
Affiliate.
the other
Phileas.
2.
I know.
Phileas and Crania. 3 rooms.
Yeah. So that's not a problem. And you said you want to buy some alcohol with that, too?
Alcohol,
wanted some too.
food. I'm buying enough for us, don't worry. Whatever I can get for this.
Do you want to eat down here, or do you want it delivered up to your room?
We can eat down here.
Yes, it'd be nice to sit down and talk for a bit.
Do you have bathing units by chance?
I'm sorry, I don't have any bathing units here. There is a public bathhouse that if you want to go to should.
Public bath.
Well, actually, they keep it open most times of the night too, so you can always.
When is the
there if you
least populated time?
want. Well, the
Early in the
later in the night, earlier in the morning you go. But you want to do probably make sure if you're going early morning to be out before, really before the sun's up, because a few workers like to get it in before they take it. Otherwise, you probably want to wait later, because a few people are probably going right now too.
Fantastic.
We could eat food and then go clean ourselves up.
We can do that, most definitely.
That's not a bad idea.
Do you want to go find us a seat?
I could try.
Take Mans with you.
Okay, I'm gonna jump down and I'm kind of half awake, half drunk, and just kind of stumble over and go find something kind of in a corner, maybe on a wall or something. I'm assuming it's not super populated right now.
Not super. I would say about a third of the space is taken up, so it's very easy to find more secluded.
Hey, Ala, does this one work over here?
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Man, she's bullshitting me. She doesn't like this one. Let's find a different one. So we're gonna go find a different one. Just a little ways away.
Mans like scampers away to go find something better.
Yep. As he's like scampering away, you just hear, "Ah! Something touched my foot!"
It's fine. He's fine. Don't worry about him. You never seen a decapitated hand before?
No!
No. Sorry.
Disembodied hand.
One table is kind
That's
of
what I
legitimately
said.
freaking out right now. As you hear them scream, it's like, oh my god, it's a hand! You see one person's like, it's not mine!
Turning around, I'm
You
just gonna
have
look
two
at them.
of them.
I'm just gonna look at them. Would you have rather it been a foot?
Maybe I don't. Why is there a hand?
The locomotion. Of the
Why
foot would be much more
isn't
difficult.
there a hand? She's like, don't worry about it. Unless you are an absolute tool, he's not gonna hurt you.
Ah, grab my foot!
Mans!
Hey, come here, boy. We're going to find a table. You can strangle somebody later.
I'm sure that
runs off.
I'm
That
sure that
eased
eased
them.
the guys at the table. It's okay. You can strangle them later.
So they promptly get up and it's like, what the hell?
We're gonna leave now.
Sorry.
Not my fault.
You hear you hear the furball call back. It's like, well, you get, can you not scare away my customers, please?
It's her fault.
It's not.
She's just a little scary. It's fine to get used to her.
I'm not scary. Oh my god. This is why I'm not
Mans is
staying
scary.
with this pony.
Man's is scary.
That's what she says.
I mean, you're paying customers, so I don't have a problem with you staying, but it's kind of problematic if you scare off more business than you bring.
They already paid for their food and their drinks, right?
Yeah, but I would still like them to come back. By the way, how old are you?
I am
She's old enough.
20 years
And
old.
you never asked a
I'm
lady
just a
their
halfling,
age.
and that's very rude.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was a part of your guys' culture, so
Well, we look very young because we're
I
very
just-
small people.
I just had a concern because it kind of seems like you're inebriated and looking so young. You know, I wanted to make sure I didn't need to contact
Sir?
the authorities about.
We have been traveling.
I would absolutely
days.
love you to contact the authorities.
Oh, is there something
We
that you
don't
need from
to
them?
Start a fight right now.
They might be attractive. You never know.
We've been on the road for a
Men
very
in
long time.
uniform.
She's like, so about that food and drink.
Yes, we should probably get some food in our bellies, and we should go to sleep too.
We've had a very rough time to get here, and we are very
That
exhausted.
would be an understatement.
And that's showing right now. We haven't had a good night's
My
sleep.
apologies, we're not
about a
exactly
week.
the best guests right now.
Excuse me, I just paid for all of you to have a room, food, and drink, and you're
And
saying
I
that.
appreciate that.
She's like, you know what? Mans, come with me. I'm not gonna stay here. You guys can.
Hey, Ola.
No, I'm not staying with you lot.
Hey.
Nope.
Hey, Ola, please stay.
Would it help if I said
Oh, I have more to
sorry?
ask you.
No.
I said I was sorry.
I just picture her getting like those big, huge Puss in Boot eyes, and she's like, I'm really sorry.
You didn't mean
Roll a persuasion check.
Can I roll against it to see
Oh,
if
you
I'm
can.
persuaded
I'm
or
just
not?
letting you decide outright. I think she should roll persuasion, though. You determine whether.
What'd you get?
I got a 12. I mean, not a 12. I got a 15 in total.
I got a 5. Oh wait, no, I got an 11. So I'm just fine.
Sorry.
But I'm not sitting with you guys, and I'm gonna go over. Do they have a fireplace?
Yes.
I'm gonna go over and sit next to the fireplace.
Okay.
As they go, Boz is going to go to the barkeep, and he's going to ask him about his contact in the city, which we don't have a name for yet, but we'll work on that.
So we'll work on that.
See if he just knows him.
Yeah. So he kind of goes and it's like, I think I've heard that name before, but I haven't heard it in a while. I don't think he's ever dropped by here though. So
You're a bit farther north. I've only ever been to the ones west and more east of here, towards the that entrance.
Oh yeah. The southern entrance is the most popular too. Eastern has more of just foot travel for small expeditions going out. So
sort
it
of
would
what I-
make sense that it's more towards the south, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
So I would recommend going in tomorrow morning. But I believe that name's of
Do you think we're
is
gonna
a
stay
well-known
here for, like, a
merchant,
week?
if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you talk to any of the
Good.
merchant stalls, they probably know his name or so.
Well, do that in the morning.
Well, you
All right.
Thank you very much for your.
So I see that you got 2 tables, or at least 2 groups right now. Should I bring the food out to both of the tables, or just to one?
Just to one table. Thank you.
Which
I
which
hear-
table? Because she's the one that paid. though.
I hear it, and I'm just like, and then I point
She's
to
gonna
the small
eat with
child.
us. She's just being stubborn right now. Please. I'm gonna wander over to her table and just kind of like. Hey.
She's also had it
I'm
rough.
pulling
Sorry.
at that thread that she was pulling at earlier because I'm trying to like tie it or snip it off or something, and just.
Do you need help?
No, I got it. It's fine.
Look at my fingers.
I'm aware of it.
tiny
I'm
little
aware
fingers.
of it, but I don't think that you need to deal with this.
So as he looks at you, Boz, and goes like, "All right, Maddie will bring the food out in just a moment."
Thank you very much.
When she releases her hand, she'll be like, I got this.
All right. So as you guys sit in two different locations.
Yeah, I'll get up and I'll go over there because Helena's whining. But like, I sit down like.
Very
Okay, if this is bugging you so much, I'm just gonna kind of like rip on
When
the thread a little
Helene
bit.
pulls on the thread, her entire backside of her arm, all the way down to her wrist, just unravels.
Ah!
And like it disjoints and like almost basically falls on the ground. She's like,
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
"It's okay, it's okay."
I'm gonna try to.
No,
like,
no, no! Don't touch it.
Is the bartender watching?
I rolled. He does not seem to notice this, nor do the other patrons. Luckily.
I'm grabbing my arm, trying to like hold it together, and just sitting there going, Mans, I need you to take care of this.
You're not even. There's.
You watch as
no
man
blood.
starts crawling down,
What do we-
and with
what do I do?
seemingly a practice of this and some expertise, if you will, go ahead and roll a dexterity check for Mans with advantage.
I'm
Okay.
gonna. Boz will hold her back for a bit so she doesn't
He has
get her hands in
a
there.
19.
19. So you watch as Mans, seeing what's happening, he crawls all the way down to your wrist, and kind of with his pinky and thumb almost kind of pinches together, and then uses his second and third finger to actually like pull some of the strand to tighten it, and almost goes and like pulls it up
yeah,
as it
because
goes
he
through.
also, his pinky nail is just like from here up, it's just nail and bone, so he probably is able to stitch it.
Yeah, so he's holding it and he pulls it up to tighten it, and then anytime there's an issue, like he goes to like re-stitch and rethread something. Okay. And within a matter of about 5 minutes, he gets everything kind of pulled back in.
So am I allowed to ask about that?
Just right as you're saying that,
As you're just like in the corner, just watching.
right as you kind of say that, this young female human with red hair that's pulled up in kind of a bun in the back, seems to be like late 20s, early 30s, somewhere in there, comes up with this large platter of food and just sets it right down in the middle and has all these kind of like basic drinks come out. She goes, "Okay then, so general kind of platter. So we've got the two different types of bread. We got some rye bread. We got some wheat bread as well.
I'm just sitting there
We've got
holding
the
my
whole
arm.
six of you. So we got 6 different ales that have passed around. It's just the basic ales since, well, that's what I was told to go and gather. We got a little sampling of some leftover berries and some meats that you want if you wanted to do that.
Thank you.
We are unfortunately out of
thank
any
you.
of you.
Thank you.
She's still doing.
Are you
the
sure?
Deal.
Don't touch my arm.
Okay, that's fine. I gotta go.
We
back
just
to
have a
the
slight
plane.
wardrobe malfunction. We're getting taken care of. Thank you very much for the food.
Yeah, I'm not a seamstress. Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. She just kind of like awkwardly looks for a bit and then goes back off into the back area.
You guys, you should have let her finish her spiel. Have you guys never served tables before?
No, I have not.
I'm a seamstress for the capital. No, I haven't served tables before.
Never served tables before?
I've never had to talk to people.
None of
in
you have
that
ever
way.
worked in hospitality before.
Have you?
No, I'm a noble.
Oh,
Have you?
well,
From what I remember, you lived in a village
mean-
before this, so
I lived in village, but I may or may not have been forced to be a servitude when
That's
I
right. You were
was.
serving food on the ship too.
Yeah, I did that, but then when I was a slave for 3 years, I had to serve those guys too. But that was a little more difficult because they were all humans and I was a halfling, and you know they're a lot taller than I am.
Wow, you were a very young age then when you started.
Yeah,
Well, I'm happy I got you off the ship.
yeah, me too.
I think I
So-
might go.
To where?
Do you need help?
No, I
have
don't.
little
No,
hands.
no, I don't.
But you got man's hands too, so.
There it
Obviously don't need me.
No. I think you've done enough for tonight.
Hey,
You got her break.
can I
She's
just
super
say
tired.
I'm sorry? I know you're mad at me, but I'm sorry.
I'm not mad. It's more of an embarrassment thing. I try to hide it, but clearly my illusions are not where they need to be right now because I'm probably in need of something. Don't touch me.
You just need a hug. I'm just gonna kind of wander up to her and kind of just like hug as much as I can of her. Maybe her legs. Maybe like if I'm standing on the bench, maybe I'll hug her kind of a thing.
I will reach down and pick her up and hug her. Listen, it's all right. I know you have questions.
I won't ask questions right now though, because obviously you don't want to answer questions. You just want to go away. So I'll let you go away.
It's taking a look
It's
around.
just as important to have space as it is to understand how other people are feeling.
Yes. So I'm gonna leave her alone, but I'm telling her, hey, I'm sorry if I offended you
Not
or
offended.
made you feel a certain way.
I want you to think of it this way. If somebody just ripped off your clothing
Oh,
in a
that's
public
awkward.
place. Yes.
I didn't mean to make you feel so naked.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. I'm going to go check out this bathhouse. You can join me when you're done.
Oh, okay.
You should eat though,
Yes, I'm gonna eat food. I need food.
as he says with a mouthful of food already. You should eat though.
I'm gonna have a little bit of bread.
You
and
have a
some
lot
meat
of bread.
and cheese.
Azure
Yes,
now
yes.
instead of drinking, watching with a mouth completely full of it. Just
I hope Philly's, have your share.
You look over and he's already.
I'm assuming Kron's
work.
not gonna eat those.
so the
we have an
table's
extra-
already
Yeah,
just
Kron,
stuffed
do you need
with
to eat?
people.
I'm shocked Phileas didn't have a conniption fit when he saw her arm just go.
I rolled. He didn't see it either.
Wow!
I rolled 3 dice for the bartender, for Phileas, and then for the other patrons, and not one of them was above a 10.
I don't know how that happened. That's hilarious.
So, yeah, Phileas is just like,
You go upstairs.
ugh. Oh, it's so good.
Yes, this is quite delicious. So much better than pumpkin.
Uh,
I mean, I like pumpkin too, but not that much.
Well, it did sustain us till its point.
Pumpkin and potatoes.
Pumpkin and potatoes.
It did
All
work
right.
very well for
exactly.
the time that we were out there.
I completely agree with that. Well, since you have treated me to a first meal in, oh my gosh, I think it's been about a month, I can at least return the favor. Let me, since I am a performer, at least try to bring a little more atmosphere in here. And since
You still can.
Oh, I'm already out. I am out the door.
since it seems we've attracted a little bit of, wait, where'd she go? Anywho,
She wasn't feeling too hot.
She went to
She's
take a
gonna
bath.
I'm gonna see if I can maybe get a gig.
Go. Hey.
So,
We like gigs.
yeah.
Get a gig or do a jig.
Maybe
So-
both.
Gigging and jigging.
Giggity jiggity.
So you watch
Giggity,
as Phileas goes up to the bar and he's like kind of saunters over. He puts his arm down. You see him start talking with the Furbolg, and Furbolg just has this big smile on his face the whole time. And after a few moments, you just slowly see like Phileas like kind of start to deflate, and he doesn't even say anything. And then you just walk as he just goes up to the room.
Aww. I just picture the furball as like he's a happy boy. He's a happy.
That's not a bad representation for it. Yeah.
Well, I hope he got a share because he seemed rather disappointed.
You notice that most of the food that was closest to Phileas's side is gone.
Okay.
So, with Ayala having left, that just leaves Azure, Boz, Helene, and then with Phileas going up, Kron as well.
So, yeah, I think Boz will start talking to Kron. Like, do you need to eat or anything? I don't think it can hurt you, but
Does he need
could it help?
oil?
Yeah. Do you need an oil or anything, or do we need to find a blacksmith tomorrow?
Oil magic.
getting a blacksmith is going to be a priority for me.
Yes, that sounds good.
I do not need to eat or drink, as I don't think it will go well.
Yeah, you might have trouble masticating at the moment.
Huh?
Big
The action of chewing is called masticating.
That is not what I heard.
Masticating.
Just stop saying
It just gets worse.
It really does. Just stop.
Digesting?
No,
Digesting would be difficult too for, a robot who doesn't have a stomach.
well, they're not fully robots, but they're not fully
So you're just telling him he's going to have a hard time masticating.
chewing.
Why,
I don't-
guys?
I don't know why he's eliciting a funny response.
Because he
As
was saying
well,
it and it sounds like a
it's just
different
a-
word. It was really bad. But I shouldn't even know that word because I'm
You
just a
really
kid.
shouldn't know that word.
Boz is a little confused though because
He knows that word.
he
for
doesn't
You know that word for all
put
the
two
wrong
and two
reasons,
together that you
anyway.
guys are referring to a different word because he doesn't equate masticating to anything different.
No, absolutely not. That would be absolutely ridiculous.
So I'm not sure what they're talking about. Yes, but
Preposterous.
chewing might be difficult. So let's not force anything down.
That's why I am not going to eat.
Would you like to take a bath instead, Kron?
I think that might be worse.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
maybe an oil bath.
Maybe. That is not something I have even thought about in a long time.
Because I
Have
can't.
you ever had one of those? Is
Not
that a
an
thing?
oil bath, no. But I have used a lot to clean myself before.
That is a really good robot voice, and I can hardly understand it.
He's got a damaged mouth. So.
Yes, that is also true.
Yes.
Sitting here like, can I decipher what's being said?
well, you're
For
also
the most part.
intoxicated,
Yes.
so
Together, just hear.
It's like Klingon.
Kapla.
All right. So as you guys continue, just enjoying the meal, the warmth of a fire, and just the fact that there's a roof over your heads that's not enslaving you guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty well. We will go to Ayala and Mans. So you venture out into the city, and as you just set off southward, knowing that this is where the city continues onward, let's see where it goes. You do find yourself quickly getting into a more populated area with a little bit more of a nightlife. Granted, in the streets, there's still not as much. It's much more of people going from place to place. So a lot of just road crossing rather than a massive crowd in the city. But you also find yourself a little bit lost. You stayed on the main road, like you haven't traveled back too far, but it's maybe clicking a bit now of like, you've never been here.
Right.
And you never actually asked where the bathhouse was.
Somewhere in that general direction.
I'm gonna walk over to the friendliest looking person I can find. Don't care what species, race, gender, whatever. And I'm just gonna be like, "Excuse me, do you by chance know where this bathhouse is?"
Go ahead and just roll me a straight d20. Let's see how nice of a person
15.
do you... 15, all right. So you choose to approach a couple, older couple that seem to just be enjoying some time together. And they're kind of laughing, and they also aren't dressed as nobles or anything that exudes any type of like haughtiness. So you're kind of betting it's like, yeah, they're going to be more okay just talking to someone without just brushing them off. And the lady with them does kind of respond, it's like, "Oh, of course, sweetie. If you're looking for that, I can tell that you've already, maybe heard a bit about them since you're asking at this hour. But what you're going to want to do is if you continue on and you go down let's see, I think it's about 8 blocks, you're going to look for the...
Now?
a lot of blocks.
I mean, it is a big city. So if you're going to go down that way, and you're going to find a large apothecary there on the right. if you see a big blacksmith on your left, you've gone too far. But right after the apothecary, you're going to take a right. It's going to be down another block, and then it'll be on your left there.
They said 4 blocks. Now it's 8 blocks.
All right.
Is there a closer one?
Is this the only bathing you see? I'm staying at this inn that way, and they don't have bathing units there, and so I guess that's the closest one.
Well, I mean, that's the closest one if you're looking for the public one. But if you've got gold to spend, there are some some private ones that are a bit high in price.
Define high in price.
Oh, they charge about a 5 gold entry fee since they are private.
Where are these?
So if you're looking for a closer one, what you're actually going to do then, you're still going to same direction south, but instead of heading the whole 8 blocks, if you're just going to go, let's see, that one's only going to be about 4 blocks down. No, it's only 3. That's right, it's 3. And then you're going to take a left, and that one's going to be, look for a bookshop that's right on the left there. And right when you see that, take a left, and it's tucked in behind the really fancy place.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. You've been a delight to talk to.
Of course, darling.
I'm going to turn and I'm going to head that direction. Just kind of sightseeing as I walk and people watching and everything like that. I have all my stitches and everything covered up, minor illusion cast, so I don't look how I did about 10 minutes ago when I was unhinged.
Yeah. And it's dim light everywhere with the small lights that are out that are hanging from some of the businesses. There are even stretches between actual open businesses where there isn't like anything and you're walking in darkness for a little bit. So especially with minor illusion, like no one can tell at all.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go in once I get there.
All right. So you walk up to the building, and this one, as you turn left after the bookstore, and then you see on the left, it's a smaller building comparatively to other maybe bathhouses that you remember from the capital. But it still takes up a fairly large, good sized area. This one's the first one that it actually seems to have like 2 marble pillars that are acting almost as like a little archway to lead into it. And you can tell they really put on the airs of more elegance.
The charm,
Yeah. As you walk in, you also then see that the building itself is still a little smaller. They did use a fair little bit of the property size they had just for almost like an open garden type to, again, create that presence. But once you step in, you see that they've got like white marbling all across the bottom of it. And with it being late at night, you see this very beautiful elven lady sitting back. Seems like she's knitting something currently.
Okay.
And as you walk in, she pulls up or sits up and goes, it's like, so I am assuming that it's a single session?
Yes. What were you making, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I was just knitting a scarf for a friend of mine.
It's quite lovely.
Oh, well, thank you.
I am a seamstress. I worked in the capital for a while, making gowns and stuff like that. So
Really?
beautiful taste.
Oh, do you have any of your wares on you?
I have a few. I'm wearing one right now. It's a little bit shambled because I've been traveling for a while, but
She looks at us like, oh, I can tell that its former glory was something wonderful, but it is quite shambled, isn't it?
It's awful. And let me tell you, you cannot find the quality that you need nowadays on the road. But I do have some sketches and some sample fabrics if you'd like to look at them.
I would be most interested in that. There's always some demand, especially for artisan goods here in the city. So, but she goes and she starts taking a really closer look at your dress. Okay.
And for her dress, everything is hand stitched. The embroidery, the seams, everything.
Everything, and she's taking like a real close look because that's what's caught her attention right now. She goes, I'm sorry, but what material is that? reminds me of 16 count thread, but that hasn't actually been in common circulation for almost 100 years or so.
It was family. We had my mother and my grandmother. They enjoyed the finer things in life, so yeah.
Okay. So I'm amazed that they were able to keep on to that thread count for such a dress that you made there.
Yeah, think of it as like we kept it in a hope chest. We had a lot of fabrics, and then, the people of the capital, they would fork over some pretty fair things for me to make for them.
Oh, yes. I mean, it was phased out for a reason. The 8 count thread is a lot more desirable now. But
The 16, though, it lasts you a while.
it does. I can only imagine what it's been through to get to that state, as an 8 count thread might not even be on you anymore. But
Yes.
if you are looking to repair it, it might be a little difficult to find that same thread count. So I would hate to ever recommend getting rid of that, but you might want to shelve it or store it and find something a little nicer while you search for that 16 count.
Absolutely. No, I was thinking the same thing. I'm actually thinking of setting up shop here somewhere. Do you know of any units or anything that might be open?
I don't offhand, but I can't say that I follow that stuff myself. I'm quite content working here right now, so it's not something that I actually, keep up on. So,
Understandable.
if you're wanting to inquire about that, besides just walking around and seeing if you can find any individuals, going to the city council is always something that I'm sure a recorder there of some sort has information on that.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Of course. Now, back to your session. If you're wanting our standard 1 hour long privacy bath, then it is going to cost 5 gold.
That sounds fantastic.
All right.
I'm gonna dig in where all my patterns and everything are and just slide her the 5 gold.
All right. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
Of course.
And if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to look at your patterns while you clean up.
Absolutely. Here, and I'm gonna pull out almost like a book, like an oversized sketchbook, basically. And I'm gonna hand it to her. If you find anything in there that you are fancy of, just let me know and I'll see what I can do for you.
I definitely will. Thank you.
And then I'm gonna go take my bath.
All right. So, after a while, jumping back to the rest of you in the inn, Kron has also decided to at least go up and get to be in a room with quiet. He also is a little concerned for Phileas and just decided to attempt to console him.
He powered off.
Yeah. So, Boz, Helene, Azure, left alone in the inn, what are you guys wanting to do?
That is a fantastic question.
good
Azure
question.
has been brain dead for the past week.
Yeah, I think you both need to get some sleep.
Sleep sounds like a good idea.
So you can sleep there and wait for if Ayla comes back.
I might. So there's like the bar, there's the hearth. My goodness, words. The hearth. There's the hearth. There's like a kitchen back that way. Maybe, yeah.
Yes.
Could I maybe try to sneak back into the kitchen and grab like a dish rag?
Okay.
For like a blanket.
How are you trying?
She just
So-
walks back there.
Yeah, setting the scene is that there is.
Here's the bar. Here's her.
right.
Basically.
So it's actually more of there's a bar, an open bar that's got one side completely open, but the back side to it is actually like a closed door.
Okay.
That you did see the red hair, who you heard her name is Maddie earlier, and you've seen her go in and out of that. So safe to assume that's where the kitchen is, but you haven't gotten a good visual inside it.
Is the barkeep back in the kitchen right now, or is he out attending to the bar?
He's just at the bar kind of waiting. There haven't really been any new customers that have come in since you guys.
He's just cleaning up, doing his thing.
Yep.
how late would you say it is?
I'd say by this point it's probably starting to push like 11 o'clock.
Okay. So they're probably getting closer to like shutting down and like
Yeah.
winding down, cleaning up and all that fun stuff.
What bar do you know shuts down at 11 o'clock?
Well, I mean, back in the day.
Okay.
Well, they may be closing down the food part of it for just alcohol.
You also kind of get the sense that, again, given this bar's location, that
Given the fact that there are no customers right now, they're probably getting close to
yeah.
cleaning up.
There's
and
still
closing down.
2 other groups that are in the bar that occasionally are getting some more drinks, but
That have not been manhandled.
well, Mans went with you.
Yeah, I know.
Otherwise, they probably would have been. But so
We
that's
love
kind
Mans.
of
It's on my
Mead is
deck.
not safe company.
yeah. That's the setup of right now. So if you would like to attempt to sneak back in the kitchen, how would you like to do that?
My thought process is I probably go and like sit on a stool for a minute and like go and finish my drink and leave it here and like, okay, I finished this, thank you. Do you think I could try another sample of that one real quick?
Mysteriously vanishes.
He's gonna
Okay.
go. He's gonna go to fetch it, and I'm gonna kind of slip into the kitchen real quick.
All right, so he goes, so a sample, I mean, and he starts turning his back around. So go ahead and roll me stealth.
Okay, sounds great. That's gonna be a 15. That's how math works.
15. Okay.
Yep.
Well, he saw her.
So it's kind of one of those things of, again, he goes and turns his back, and right as he starts to turn, you time it well, so you jump off the bar and you start quickly going behind, rushing back as you get to the door, which you know is more of a loose hinge swinging door.
But with how tall I am, can I just like go under the door?
No,
Kinda
there's
duck a
only
little?
this much clearance it's like a full size door.
It's like a bathroom stall
Yeah,
door kind of a thing.
It's not even like a stall. It's like an actual door, except it doesn't have
Just
like a handle and a
swings.
lock. It
Okay.
just swings. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I imagine more like a saloon door when you said swinging door, so I'm like, oh yeah, I could just fit right under that.
Boz looked over just in
Gotcha.
time to see that happen, so he's going to stand up and see if he can engage in a conversation with the barkeep again.
okay. So let's do this then. Boz, how are you attempting to all of a sudden engage?
Well, let's see. He's going to look at Azure saying, just relax there. I'm going to have some more questions about my friend here in town. So he's going to go and
Okay.
see, he's going to ask some questions
that
about
was
the
loud.
contact. That was loud.
Scared the
And,
food takers out of me.
The wake up call.
See if there's any branches of the bank nearby. Some sort of central bank, if there's some sort of central bank.
All right.
We're talking about the bank?
No, because
bank.
Boz would
bank?
keep his money in the bank still because he would not keep it with him in the cave.
We could rob a bank.
Okay, so I want Boz to
gonna be pretty
go
awful.
ahead, make me just a charisma check.
Yeah.
Can you really?
Please be a nat one. Aw.
Aw.
Nat one.
It was a 19 on the dice, so that's a 17.
All right, 17 on the dice to attract the barkeep's attention. And then
He totally
Helene-
forgets that he was getting a sample.
So here's the thing: is like he's turning to get the sample as you're jogging down. As he's then kind of going and starting to look back to it, is when Boz calls out. And I'm going to have him roll a perception check against your charisma to notice other things going on and not be distracted by you. That's an 11 on the dice, so he
All right.
does not... He seems to get very much distracted by you as he's got this tiny little, quarter of a shot glass.
It's like a
It's
thimble.
late
Yeah.
at night. He's not
He
fully
asked for a sample.
processing anything.
Yeah, he has...
So it's like a thimble that just
Plus,
has a drop in
I'm
it.
a tiny
Almost.
person. He's
Exactly,
like
yeah. He's giving you as small as he can really, measure out. Actually, we're going to say it's like a...
If I give you a sample, that's a shot.
Actually, what he did is that it was like a cap. So he took the cap off and just poured a tiny little sip in it for you. But now he's holding the bottle in one hand and an upside down cap with a little liquid in another as he turns to you, Boz. And right as you're kind of going and calling out, Helene, you're able to kind of squeak in through the door.
I literally just want to dart in and like grab a little dishcloth and shush. I'm gonna find some hot water. Like, I'm sure they've got boiling water back there somewhere, like a wash tub or something. I'm literally gonna dip it and just kind of like
Sponge bath yourself in the kitchen.
Okay, make me a perception check as you're looking around this kitchen.
Oh my gosh, can she have advantage for that? That's amazing.
Give her
so
inspiration.
that is
Perception?
a 17.
17. All right.
You see a tea kettle.
Who knows? It might be somebody's tea. Who knows?
So looking around this back area of the kitchen, you do quickly see like a dish rag that you just kind of go and grab as you're looking around, and it seems
Give
like
a
a
quick
lot
sniff. All right, that's all right.
it smells like vegetables. So you know,
It's better than it
Could
could
smell
smell.
worse.
definitely could smell a lot worse. Smells like vegetables. And you can't see a whole lot just due to your height, and
Yeah.
it does seem to have like a center prep station in the middle. That is like a solid kind of counter that for them to work on. There's a stove top of sorts on the left. And then you see a lot of cupboards. So you can't tell too much, but you do see straight ahead, like directly from where you were, what seems to be a basic type of like wash basin. Where you see some, like there's a little stool that it seems like someone can sit on, dip a rag, wash it, and then set plates off to dry just right next to it. So you see that straight ahead of you.
Okay, do I see Maddie anywhere? Or any other help?
With that 17 perception, you don't see Maddie, but you also remember her going back here. But she... yeah. But
She never existed to begin with.
I would say with your 17 perception, you do see that they're on the exact opposite end. So think of the whole room as a square, and there's a square pathway that goes through. Center area is the counter. You came in on like the bottom left. You can tell that there's another door on the bottom or on the top right of that layout. So she probably went on the exact opposite side from where you are now. But if you were to cross the way to where the wash bin is, it is going to be in a direct line of sight if anyone comes through either door.
Okay, well, I'd like to go on this side of the island then. I'm gonna kind of hide behind it to an extent, kind of poke my head around a little bit and listen.
All right.
And then kind of go to that edge there, and then go to the wash bin.
Okay, make me a
kinda
perception
dart,
check as you're
dart,
trying to
dart.
like listen, trying to get a idea of anything.
16.
A 16. Okay, you do hear Maddie's voice coming from the back room, and you hear her listing off numbers and things. So it seems like she's taking like an inventory. You do also kind of make me an intelligence check.
Oh boy. Not intelligent. I don't know anything. I got a 2.
Okay. Yeah, you just hear her listing off some radishes and then some yams. It's like, okay.
She's probably in a pantry or something.
Yeah. Okay, so you go ahead. You run over to the wash bin. And
And kind of peek over there real quick. Is it like a is it a swinging door as well, or does it have a latch on it?
the other one has a latch.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna dip my rag in real quick and do my thing, and then maybe wash my face real fast. Wash my face first, wash my pits real quick, and then throw it in
All
the
right.
bin and
Just
then dart.
jump
So-
into it.
There's something that you missed with the intelligence roll.
Oh boy.
So go ahead and just roll me a straight D20. No modifiers. This is a luck thing.
Yeah, it's a 4.
Oh, you do not have good luck.
No, I do not. Not today.
So
And you're a halfling? How? in the-
There was
As
a
you're-
knife in the sink.
You've been
Someone left
pretty
a
well.
knife in the sink.
there's not a knife in the sink. What it more end up happening is that Maddie was back there taking inventory. You heard her listing off stuff. Your brain just didn't process also that maybe it was alphabetical, and when it went radishes and then it went yams, that
that she
maybe
was
it was
almost done.
finishing up. And unfortunately, it was finishing up quite a bit. So what happens is that you get the rag in the semi-clean water, but it is cleaner than a lot of other stuff you've seen. You're like, okay, this is doable. If just room temp water, and you give your face a good scrub. And as you're dipping it and you're starting to bring it to your first pit, you hear the latch starting to open. What do you do?
Jump in the bucket.
What do you do? What do you do?
So, can I dive under the wash bin? Is it sitting up on a little like?
No, it's a bin, and there was a stool next to it that for someone to sit in and to like reach and.
So is it like a big old like ale bucket wash bin? Kind
Yeah,
of
pretty
thing?
much. Yeah. You're like standing on the stool.
What's the closest thing I can dart underneath? A table?
I would say the closest to get out of sight wouldn't be darting under something, but behind probably the counter, because it's still a smaller area.
I could go behind the counter.
Okay.
I'm tiny.
Go ahead and so we're gonna Jurassic Park this.
Jurassic Park now.
The kids
Yes.
running behind.
Yes, that's the plan.
This is kind of what you're doing. You're playing like
I'm gonna play this game.
potentially.
It's Maddie.
I need you to go ahead and make me
It's a
a stealth check at disadvantage.
Because you're a bit drunk.
You're intoxicated. You're startled. You're diving for cover.
That works for me. I still got a
Do your
19.
math. I was like,
19.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yes.
you got this math.
I'm gonna roll for her perception
I was
because.
just doing the disadvantage math here.
All right. So.
Bad disadvantage.
So, as you go and dart, you hear all of a sudden the footsteps as Maddie's coming in, and she's like, "Okay, we got that," and there's just pause. She looks around, and is like, "Okay," and then we're going, and she starts to listen off, and she seems to be talking to herself, going through some numbers. She did not seem to notice you, as you still have the rag in your hand, a wet, dripping rag.
There's just a little water trail.
And she seems so. You are here, and she's now approaching.
But I'm behind the counter, correct?
You were behind the counter, like you turned into that, the middle
Okay,
space.
yep.
So you darted behind that because that was the very closest and easiest. Hey, I'm out of line of sight. You hear her footsteps starting to walk towards it.
So in perspective, she was up here on the right side. Am I behind the counter now, closer to the door, or am I like?
So she was at the top right. That's where the door was.
Yep.
You were top left. That's where the wash basin was.
Yep.
You just instantly darted back like 2 feet to get out of that line of sight as you were
To just get
hidden.
right there behind the door. I mean, behind the cabinet.
Right
Counter.
behind. Yeah, right
Wow.
behind the counter. Yeah.
Okay.
You just started back there, and you see her, and you hear her. She's kind of walking from top right to top left. She's starting
Okay.
to come this way.
So if I kind of go right around the corner,
You can
to
keep
the
going.
bottom of the cabinet.
You can keep going down if you want. Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to do that. I'm just gonna dip around the corner of the cabinet.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
Nope. Just a normal stealth check.
Okay, cool.
You were not startled into trying to dive for cover or anything, so.
That's a 32. Yep.
32.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
I am very still.
You're like Kronk. You're like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Sorry. No, you're what Kronk imagines he is.
Exactly.
So, you even thought to like tie up the like to hold the rag and press, maybe keep it pressed against your pit so it's not dripping water as you then go across the counter. As you hear her, and you dip back down to that kind of left side, and the door's right there. But you hear Maddie then just starting to also walk towards the door, just calm pace, seeming like she's about to head out.
To that,
Bottom left.
Yep.
She's now heading there. You're at the bottom left, just turned right a little bit to be out of line of sight.
okay. Well, then I am going to go up just a tiny bit so that when she walks out the door, she's not going to see me as she passes. Like,
So you'll go back right and up
just
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're playing Ring Around the Rosie with,
just a little bit.
with this.
Clean yourself the entire
But with
time.
yourself, yeah, as you're
I might
continuing.
wipe myself a little bit more as she goes out the door. Just kind of like,
Yep.
okay.
And she doesn't continue circling. She does go right out the door. And you are now alone again in the kitchen.
And I'm going to drop the rag on the floor, and as she goes out, I'm going to try to, like, catch it, too, so the door doesn't make, like, the extra flapping noise, and I can just go out almost as she goes out, kind of catch it, just kind of
Okay.
scoot back into my seat right there, just like, do you have that sample for me?
Yeah. Given the fact that you rolled a 32 on your last stealth roll, I am going to allow. Yes, this is able to happen as you
You're a
seamlessly,
shadow.
as she pushes the door open,
like you're walking in her shadow, almost like under her feet.
Almost on her heels.
Yeah. And as she kind of goes out to the table, you very seamlessly then take a little left right back to your stool, where Boz has been kind of talking a little bit of a distance to the barkeep, who's still holding a bottle cap and a bottle.
Buzz, stop talking to him. He was getting me a sample.
I was wondering where the nearest bank was. I need some money.
So
Does he even know where a bank is?
There's one in town.
Does he even know what a bank is?
So yes, to simplify and to expedite that, he shared, it's like, oh yeah, there's the city bank. That's the only bank you have. And
It's how far is there a branch nearby, or is it always south?
Is there a bridge nearby?
Is there an ATM that we can use?
Well, they would communicate with each other. They got messaging.
No, it would be MGS, Mobile Gold Storage.
Yes. I don't keep money in my cave, so when I come to
Money
town,
in my cave.
when I come
So-
to town, I just
Here's
grab
what
it.
I'm okay. So here's what he does tell you, is he's going on, and as you kind of got a hint of earlier on, he is someone that does like to kind of talk on. He travels.
Likes to talk.
Yeah. Very loquacious of a person.
Another big word. Nobody complains about that.
Is that what mans used to look like?
Okay.
I hope not.
Well, now we all want to see.
No, I destroyed it. I played with Silly Buddy and I destroyed it.
Okay. Darn.
Crushed his face.
But anyway,
His hopes and his dreams.
That's why she broke up with him. Just kidding.
so
Woof.
for the bank, he tells you, you're really going to want to go to the east side. In the east side, so it's out of the central kind of marketplace
Yeah,
area.
I've been to that one before. I was just wondering if there was one closer.
No, it's the only one. But he tells you the east side. That's where you'll find the Holy Plaza. That's the area that they call it, where it's got the bank. It's got different large monopool or spiritual pools of what they call them there, for
Yes.
people to be able to regain their connections with their deities.
I was
quicker.
planning on
For a
going there
fee.
tomorrow.
Yeah, for a fee, you can regain some magical abilities. And directs you. It's like, yeah, here's the large city bank. Only bank in the city.
Thank you very much.
Andrew doesn't need that. He just
Then he
needs
looks
to
at
sleep real.
then he looks down at her, and he's like,
Just don't get fuzzies in it.
he looks down at her. He just gives her a face like,
I was just looking for my sample.
yeah, we'll talk later. Anyway, enjoy your sample.
Thanks.
You go and you take a swig, and you're realizing that. Actually, roll me a d20. Another. Let's see on the intensity scale of what you offered or asked to sample.
I got an 8.
An 8.
Hi.
Okay.
Aight.
It was a pretty mid-shell or mid-tier type of thing. Your only complaint about it is that it's pumpkin flavored.
Oh, no.
It's more of an ale than
It's
a
the
mead.
pumpkin
Pumpkin ale.
spice version.
Yeah. It's definitely got a different taste, but the pumpkin is very pronounced and it's a little perturbing.
You know, sir, what was your name again?
Oh, well, it's Molden.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're the owner and proprietor, right?
Yep, that's how I keep the place going.
Yeah. How long have you been running this place?
Well, I took over from my father and renamed it, but I've been here about 50 years now.
Why'd you bother renaming it if your name's always been Molden?
Because my father's name wasn't Molden.
Ooh, scandalous. What was your father's name?
It was Bolden. He wasn't the most creative type, but that's why I also took over the
What was
business.
his father's name?
Holden.
Golden.
Golden boy.
Holden.
Well, this is pretty good ale. My only complaint is I've had a lot of pumpkin in the last couple of days, but I might try something else here again, and tomorrow we'll probably be around for a couple of days, but I'll let you know, Mr. Molden.
All right. Well, I look forward to future patronage.
Try to bring some more clients in here too. We'll see.
Yep. Hope
got a
your
nice
straw's
little
not too wet.
Miss Straw? For the betting? Why would my straw be wet?
Ew, I don't want to know. Why would you ask that?
Why is the straw wet? Molded? Is that a little moldy?
Goddamn. It's like, no, it shouldn't be wet, but, just a courtesy,
Huh.
like break a leg, hope your straw's not wet.
Yes, because those two things go hand in hand together.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go check and make sure my straw's not wet. Thank you. Might come and dry it out by the fire if I need to.
Dry it out in the fire.
That might be a great idea, huh?
I don't know why that broke me. Okay.
Why is
So-
my straw wet?
Come on, little one. Let's get to bed. Azure, let's head to bed.
That sounds good.
All right.
As you
So-
see his head just shoot up from the table.
You've been passed out for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Little Nat.
So, Ayala, you soak, and you've got this private little room that's got this metal tub that was filled to the brim with hot water.
Fantastic.
And there's some other
I hope it's hot.
different floral or different little floral arrangements and some like actual crushed petals that are around like the lip of it that you could push in for some additional aroma if you so chose.
Yeah. No,
should be
definitely going to do that because I want to make sure that because I haven't been able to clean in God knows how long, probably a month or so, that all of the stitching down my arms, my back, everything is just clean to the point that it does not smell like it's decaying flesh.
Can
All
you
right.
clean it that well?
Yes. Watch me.
Cool.
Mans helps get like the hard to reach.
Yeah, and
like-
I'm also thinking
You scrub my back, Mans?
Mans is gonna re-stitch all of her stuff so it's nice and tight. So
Toit like a toy.
tight. So we don't have an issue again.
All right. So over the next hour, Mans helps you cleans up and restitches, and it's after you're done and you get out and you re-clothe and you head back down. It's actually really amazing because restitching everything and the cleanliness, it actually looks like you've like de-aged, like you've gotten younger.
Yeah.
Because your skin's just a little bit tighter now.
She's a little bit tighter. I also want to think that while she was there, she was able to shake out her gown, or I was able to shake out my gown just to get the bed
The dirt.
bugs.
I
and
would say that
dust
there is like a
bunnies
basic
and-
wash bin in there for specifically
Yeah.
for clothes.
Yeah, and so just to, which it makes everything. Yeah, she looks brighter. She looks healthier. She just looks like she needed that.
Yeah. So with a slightly damp attire on, since it wouldn't fully dry, we'll say.
Right.
But you go back down, and as you see the elf lady who, by this time, is no longer kind of looking through your wares, but she looks up as from her project as you look up, or as you walk out of the room and come back to the counter. And you see in her eyes, and you've seen this before, usually after you take a bath, it's like, wow, I'm not sure I've seen anyone actually look so rejuvenated after a bath.
She just
idea.
kind of smiles and nod. Or God, why do I keep saying she? It's me. Just smiling and nodding. I'm gonna be like, it was definitely something I needed.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed our services. You're welcome back anytime.
Absolutely.
We rarely are ever completely full, but anyway, regarding your patterns,
Yes.
they're very skilled, and I can see the experience in your work, even though I myself am limited in the craft. But I must say, a lot of these, and I mean no disrespect, but feel a bit dated. I can tell that you took inspiration for some later works, but I don't think it's what I'm looking for at this time.
Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to work on some newer wares lately and newer designs, and I understand.
Oh yes, but as a fellow elf, I understand how
Tradition.
tradition and the fact that for culture can change so quickly in
Absolutely.
these cities that sometimes it feels like you blink and then 2 fads have already come and gone.
Absolutely.
But
2, 3.
I would recommend if you're looking to establish any sort of a shop, it would at least also be wise to maybe check out some competition and see what they're designing on top of maybe getting some own inspiration for yourself.
Interesting. I'll have to do that. I'm gonna take my book back and put it back in my bag,
All right. So,
and then head out into the
Yeah.
night to see the happenings that are happening.
all right. So, after being in there for about an hour, it's midnight. Things are starting to or are winding down even more so now. I would say only a fraction of the people are really still out. Most people have turned in. So as you're walking the streets, they're pretty quiet. At one point, you do pass what seem to be 2 guards, just seemingly doing a standard patrol. They look at you and give you a nod. I'm kind of assuming that walking in these things, Mans has enough sense to not be riding your
Yeah,
shoulder.
he's probably sitting in the bag with the book, like like a little puppy with 2 fingers over the edge and
Okay.
just watching. watching.
Existing.
Yeah, I'm thinking Man's also got a bath, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Always watching.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, I washed my hand. I washed my man's.
You didn't need employees to come wash your hand.
Nope.
All right. So is there anything you're wanting to do for the rest of the evening?
I'm gonna just be looking at just the various store windows and kind of night window shopping, but also keeping an eye out on the people in the area. Just again, still people watching, maybe every once in a while looking to where those guards wandered off to, and as I am nonchalantly making my way back to the Moldy Inn.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a perception check as
Okay.
you're taking everything in.
That's amazing. That's a 6.
I love that any positive adjective we use is either for good or bad, and it's almost impossible to tell until you actually say the number.
That is amazing.
It was amazing.
So what is it, a 1 or a 20?
You only know. It was
Okay,
a 6.
so for a 6, unfortunately for the window shopping, with the stores being closed, a lot of them seem to have pulled curtains across their windows. Others maybe still have a display up, but they don't have any active lights. So you can tell it's oh, this is probably a nice dress, but there's just not enough light for me to really be able to appreciate any of the real detail on it. You can tell that the general, you start getting an idea though of how fashion has kind of changed over the last, really year or so.
Well, I also think too, because she started out here and then
You've had a very winding
I
journey.
traveled all
Yeah.
around, so fashion everywhere. It's
They've got their own
It's like
uniqueness.
how Arizona's a year behind California. So
Yeah, pretty much. We're in Arizona.
Oh, by the way,
It's a dry heat.
stalk us.
It really is
a
though.
dry
Been
heat.
humid lately though.
God, I know it's awful.
Ugh.
Oh, and we live in the mountains where there's trees.
Shh, you're giving away our secrets.
I know, but everybody thinks Arizona's all desert. We're not.
We're not in the desert part. We're just in the gross part.
But I like it here.
That's all of
I like
Arizona.
it.
Okay, anyways.
So you're not able to get too great of a view for that. But in terms of people watching, you see the guards, and they're really seemingly just sticking on the main street, and you watch them turn down the next big road as they turn right out of view. But as you continue just kind of wandering around, you start noticing that there are more people who are of the shadier variety. And seeing you walking alone, they don't.
Pretty light-skinned, blonde-haired elf girl walking by herself.
None of them approach you, but you do notice, after the guards passed and you're kind of looking around, you see 2 individuals in another alley that are kind of looking at the guards, and then once they turn, you kind of catch their eyes for a second and they don't really pay you any mind as they look back towards where the guards are, and then you see him like cut across the street. So you get this, you know that this is the hour where stuff starts probably picking up, but
Right. Is there anyone that looks like they are just super shady, ready to just make her day worse or anything like that Mans could probably have some fun with?
So looking around, not really. You saw the two that darted across the street. You see another one who's kind of more at the back of an alleyway, but none of them are really approaching or wanting to engage with you.
Okay.
They all seem to have their own.
This is a city, hun. You mind your own business, they'll mind their own business.
Sometimes,
not how it
maybe,
works.
hopefully.
Sure.
At least for the
That's how it works
individuals
in my
that you're
neighborhood.
Yeah. At least from the individuals that you're seeing, they seem to have their own agenda and schedule.
Okay.
So they don't seem to be looking for trouble. Or looking to find something. They're more of just wanting to make sure they're not found. But they don't take you as any type of threat.
Okay.
Or target.
The two souls that I'm currently dragging around with me. Are there any others maybe that are just aimlessly wandering around that I can collect, that I can deliver?
Not as you're kind of getting a sense here in the city. You kind of sit for a moment and we'll say you pull out Mans to help if he can maybe like sense anything. And while you feel a lot of life that just exudes all around, like a city does, and you sense a lot of people on the verge of death or those who are sickly, like you sense, people die here. There is going to be a cycle. But there's a very strange lack of souls for a city this size.
Okay.
You don't sense or see anything nearby.
Okay. There's like no graveyards, no sick houses? Okay.
No graveyards, no sick. At least not here, which is still more central city.
Okay. Mans, I'm sorry we haven't been able to find anything for you tonight. Maybe tomorrow? Don't worry. You'll get your pay, duties, whatever.
Num-nums.
You're num-nums.
Your num-nums. Oh my gosh. And then I'm just gonna head back to the inn, I guess. But I think once I get there, I'm not gonna go in. I think I'm just gonna wait outside and just kind of enjoy the brisk night air, and if I don't need to sleep. So.
Okay. So with that, with everyone equivocally turning in, Ayala, everyone's passed out unless there's anything Boz or Azure wanted to do right before.
Azure fell asleep on the bench. He touches the bed. He's gone.
Yeah,
The hay.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He's like,
even
hey.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm sitting outside, just kind of letting my gown dry a little bit more because it's still slightly damp.
Yeah. But with that,
Like they do here.
you guys
No,
all
my ears on the
sleep
beat.
within the comfort of city walls, not having to take any sort of watch that wasn't willingly taken or forcibly taken.
Great.
And the Ayala, as you sit throughout the night, maybe occasionally going inside to the bar, where once you do go in, it's totally dark. It seems that the owner, Molden, has turned off the lights.
Right.
He ended up not locking the door even.
Okay.
So you're able to go in and out. Actually, we'll say that as he goes to lock you, he opens the door and sees you there and just kind of gives a nod and shuts it, and you don't hear any latch.
Okay.
But the night continues on very calmly as you all could technically get a short rest, sleeping soundly and peacefully. As you guys are now officially starting your day in Alice Faye.
Yay!
So
rhymed.
Yep.
I
Our
need to take a
David and the
short
Spade.
break, so we're gonna do a slight intermission. Yeah. So
In 3, 2, 1.
That was pretty good. And we're back. Okay, round 2. Bloopers someday, maybe. We'll see. All right. So as the sun starts breaking across the horizon, with a bit of morning dew forming on Ayala as you've been outside, I'm assuming like the entire night.
Yeah.
With the rest of you awaking to the sound of individuals pulling carts across the street now.
Man's
A little bit of
strangling.
business starting to pick up. The day is now yours. What would you like to do?
I want to go to this temple worship ground thing that.
Yes, I
They
think we
talked
need to head
about.
there. Head there. I've been there before, so we can head down. Then we can hit the bank, so we can pick up some funds and buy you guys some new clothes. Not you. Your clothes look amazing. But the other two, especially now. Did you wash?
I did.
They look great.
Had a great night.
As you're in
I
depressing
slept pretty well
rags.
too. I actually slept last night. Is that crazy?
That's weird. I don't think I've ever seen you sleep.
No, I haven't slept in a long time.
I stayed up all night long.
So I don't think it's good if you never sleep. That's probably something to ask a healer about.
I'm an elf. I don't actually need to sleep.
Speaking of a healer,
So is she.
I know where a blacksmith shop is.
Oh, wonderful.
It's about 10 blocks this way, and then you have to turn that way. And if you've gone that far, then
Your vague directions are a little concerning.
It's on the path down south, so let's head on down.
it's a long way down south. It's because see, I asked for directions about 4 blocks from here, and then they said it was an additional 10 blocks. And if I pass the blacksmith, I've gone too far after I've taken a right. So, yep, let's get walking.
Alright. Do any of you need to eat before we set off?
There were some great restaurants that I passed on the way. You know, the center of town has quite a bit of everything we need, really. I'm sure they have like a bakery of some sort if you want pastries.
Oh, I haven't had a pastry in years. That would be tasty. I could go for a pastry.
Yeah, let's get some food in the way, and then we'll stop at your blacksmith. Then I'm not sure which will be first, the spiritual center or the bank, where I can actually pick up some money to pay for stuff. But
I really would like to get our friend to the blacksmith
that'll be first. That's absolutely first.
before
She obviously has some money to blow too.
before
so.
the blacksmith is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm all booked up for the day."
I'm sure that was a
was a
wonderful
great
impersonation
impression.
of the blacksmith.
I honestly have no idea. It could be a woman for all I know. And then she'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm all booked up for the day.
Is that a common saying for blacksmiths?
Well, I mean, they do have a lot of business, and this town definitely, judging by last night, seems very artistically inclined. I mean, after all,
baby.
they said my patterns were too old and that I needed to up my... And then I
They
just,
told you that the
just
patterns
grumbling,
weren't
I'm
great?
going to walk away. Or I'm going to start heading in that way. She said, oh, absolutely. This woman said, oh, you do beautiful work, but it's clearly dated.
That was kind of rude of
So
her.
I
Even
gave
if it's
Kron my
dated, I mean.
staff,
I even offered
so
to
he
make
can
us
actually use it
something.
as a cane.
Thank you so much.
I agree. I should have mans strangle her. Just kidding, mans.
That's a little
Mans,
too
no.
far.
Roll me a dex check.
On me or on me?
On you.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
19.
Mans is jumping down as you're able to grab him.
Wait, no, I
Yeah.
didn't mean
This
it.
is like,
I was being sarcastic, mans.
I was being sarcastic.
I know. You know what? Maybe we can find the jailer, and he'll have somebody that you can take care of in the jail cells. And then you could just have a heyday.
I don't know how apt they would be to have you strangle somebody in jail.
Well, if they're gonna be executed anyways.
Well, maybe if they're going to be executed, but if they're like
That's what
awaiting
I meant.
trial or something.
No, I'm not gonna.
Some pickpocket doesn't deserve that.
Well, it depends on which pocket they pick.
So, Phileas speaks up. Speaking of pockets, mine are fairly empty, and I would like to say thank you for accompanying me here to the city and honestly keeping me safe and alive through everything that's gone on. But seeming as you guys have your own kind of stuff going on, I still have my whole mission, so I am going to part ways at this time as I'm looking for other people to, again, build up my traveling performing.
Well, you might have better luck on the south side of town, too.
So you're leaving us.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I can't rely on your guys' hospitality
Traveling
forever.
buddies.
Well, Phileas, he's I'll shake his hands like, it was good saving you from that island.
I appreciate you saving me from that island as well. I wish you guys the best of luck, and who knows, maybe later on our paths will cross again. And
Yes, maybe. And if you ever want to overthrow the corrupt government, come see me.
I don't think I'd actually heard of that, but I'll keep that in mind.
All right. It's good meeting you.
As you're
Hopefully I'll
having
have companions with me next time as well, and we can play a tune for you.
I bid you farewell, and I hope that you don't come across Mans in a dark alley.
I for sure hope not either. No offense, but he still scares me.
At least he smells better. I'm assuming.
I have not gotten close enough to sniff him, and I do not plan to.
Well, he smells like ice. I mean, you haven't gotten close enough to smell me either, but
He smells like lavender.
I mean, it means he hasn't strangled me, which I will
Lavender.
take. So,
I do smell like lavender, don't I?
but farewell and best of luck. As you watch as he starts strolling off, and he like starts strolling off south too, and realize, and it's then that awkward thing if he realizes he's just kind of like
We're
still
we're
walking with you guys.
walking together.
Yeah, and he just kind of like, I got it. And then he takes a right, and you
There's like a
he
dead
takes
end.
a straight right. You guys keep walking, and after a block, you see him like reemerge and then go off.
That's kind of awkward.
I'm not
I
sure
told
about
him
his.
we were all going south at the same time. But no.
I'm really not sure about his
He
whole
probably
performance.
would have stayed with you all if it wasn't for me and Mans. I mean, we're not the best couple.
Quite possible.
I'm not sure. It seems like he's always been a little apprehensive of everyone.
I agree. That's why I prefer your company better. Let's go get you fixed up.
He was a little the time of the island didn't agree with him.
He was very jittery.
He was jittery before you know him, so
And
I
I mean,
think he just needed some new faces too.
I think he needs a new fresh start.
maybe he needed somebody with a face. And I glanced to Mans. I'm like, you did try to strangle him a few times.
It was more than once.
It was maybe like 2-3 times. But I mean, mind you, he's also strangled him like 5 times.
That's strange. He hasn't come near my neck.
Is that
You're
right?
probably too old.
Is that right, Asher? Doesn't like to talk? Does he have damaged
Speaking of
vocal
age-
cords too?
No, he does not have damaged vocal cords.
Do I?
I just stopped Mans. Mans knows not to strangle anybody in our party, but once you're out of our party, I guess you're free game.
You're just learning.
It is a little bit, isn't it? Yes.
But I would like to go and get this fixed, please.
So we're off to see the blacksmith.
We're off to see the blacksmith,
The wonderful blacksmith of Ellis
Elhazar.
Faye.
On
Ellis Faye.
the
I
way.
know. El Hazard sounds so much better with it.
El Hazard.
El
On
Hazard.
the way, I'd like to kind of just keep an eye out for certain people and like.
People
I'm
watch?
acting like a kid. No, I'm not exactly people watching. I may or may not have rolled a 25. You see that, right?
Yes.
Right. 25 for my sleight of hand. I just kind of want to bump into people on occasion and like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir, ma'am, or whatever. I'm just a kid. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just
I'm
following
sorry,
my
sir,
mom.
ma'am, or whatever you
Okay.
are.
I'm just gonna pick some pockets here and there, maybe get a couple of gold, maybe a ring, maybe a whole
Alright.
coin purse here and there.
So for your first attempt, you got a
Okay.
25.
Yeah, we could do that.
Go ahead. Now, with you doing the kind of a bump and grab type thing, are you specifically trying to target things on people's belts? Given your height, are you trying to what exactly? Since most people you're going to be like waist high.
Belts or pockets? Yeah.
Okay.
If they're wearing penny loafers, man, those pennies are gonna be
God.
hers.
Copper loafers.
Yeah, copper loafers.
Copper loafers. If they're really rich, they have gold loafers. We should get a loafer of bread.
Hey.
So, go ahead and for your first one, roll me 2d12.
I have one of those somewhere, and I have one of those there. I got a 1 and a 12, but that's on a d20. I got a 1 and a 12. I
Okay.
mean a 1 and an 11. Oh my goodness, that adds to 12, but it's a 1 and an 11.
Okay. I also realized something that I didn't distinguish, so we're going to do it now.
Okay.
For the 11, go ahead and roll me a d20. 11 or higher is good.
I had a 2.
You got a 2. Okay. So, the first person you bump into is this merchant kind of looking fellow who's just kind of, as you guys are just walking by. And it's just that little bump in you. He's like, oh, sorry. As you're kind of did the bump, your hand reached into like a pocket, almost kind of in a swinging motion. And you felt this little pouch and you just kind of pull it right out. And after you take a few steps, you feel coins jingling around. And as you open it up, you find that you see one large gold piece on top and 11 silver pieces underneath it.
Ooh, look at you rolling in the big dough.
Cool.
I'm rolling
I
in
still
the
got a
silly
little
dough.
bit.
All right. Are you looking for another person?
Yeah, I might not do a bump and grab every single time. It's gonna be a little more like a, oh, I'm so sorry, like you dropped this or
You're
something.
like pulling on
and
their
then, like,
shirt pocket. Can you help me find my mom?
I might do that too. She looks like this, and she kind of has long hair, and she has a dress. Oh, she's over there, sweetie.
Okay. Go ahead and whenever you want to try to pull something, let me know what you're doing, and then we'll have you roll.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do that one next because I like that idea. So, can you help me find my mom? I'm gonna
Okay.
try to go up to like maybe a wealthy-ish looking woman, kind of a thing. And then when she starts pointing out Aola over there, obviously, like, oh hey, she's over there. Like then I can kind of
Okay.
swoop in and get in her pocket.
Okay. You go ahead and roll me a perception check first.
That is going to be a 15.
15. All right. So you've had a little experience with this. You know how to put on that performance side of it.
I've got some good deception here too. So
But you also,
Me too.
especially in trying to pick out a target, you got a sense of what to kind of look for. And you are about to go to one lady, and right as you're kind of doing that, you see as a small human child kind of runs by, and as she does, you just see her like kind of scoff at the child, and you instantly
maybe
just
not
kind of
that
go like,
one.
no, let's not do that. And instead you see a slightly older, well-dressed lady, seems to be like early 50s, and
That's like your age.
he's like 100 and something. Give him a break.
Like 400 and something.
412.
she's in danger.
I'm in danger.
But you find another one who, like, seeing the same child, you see like a small like gleam in her eyes, and it seems like she's having fond memories. So
My
you go up
babies
to
are all grown up now.
so you go up to her.
The empty nester.
Yeah.
Yep.
So oh dear, what? Oh, what's the matter?
I can't find my mom. We were just walking and she got separated in the crowd and I can't find her anywhere.
Oh,
Can you help me find her? She has long white blonde hair and a light long dress and it's green. And a long green dress and I don't know where she went. We were just here and
Oh, don't worry. Well, let's see if we can find her, and if not, I can take you to the maybe the captain of the guard, and they can help. Okay?
They
Is he
might
cute?
know where she is.
All right.
know.
Can someone roll me just
got
so
it.
one of you can do it? Roll a perception for her -2.
That's a 14.
So -2.
Yeah.
So 12, or
No,
it was a 16.
16 minus
All right.
2.
Okay, so that's enough. She's-
It's like, can I roll a disadvantage? Let's go.
so-
That would have been a. That would have been a 7.
My last
Yeah.
roll
So
was
it was
5
just a
and
straight.
6.
It was a
Six.
straight roll. So looking around, she very kind of quickly, especially since you haven't gotten that far, kind of goes and points. It's like, oh, is that her there?
It might be. And I'm gonna slip into her
Might
pocket real quick and then
Okay.
yell "mommy" and run.
Okay, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand.
Okay. So that is a whole 9.
Okay.
Oh no.
Can I see what she's doing? Can I roll a perception check on that?
Can I roll
Yeah.
my good dice instead?
Can we look to see if Boz
No,
is
I
even
have
look?
something.
Okay.
If I,
But Boz
Well-
just wants to know if he sees it.
What's your guys' passive perception?
10.
16.
Not me.
I would say, Boz, you've seen this whole thing. Ayala, you have not. But
Okay.
Boz, like, you saw Helene
10.
intentionally back off and is now doing something.
As he looks back to see her, the woman, he just goes,
What?
and just lets her do it.
You
What is
don't
she
even
doing?
know.
She's pulling a con back there.
Okay.
She's like.
Azure doesn't
oh.
see
So-
anything, but he's intentionally looking at Boz right now. So it makes sense.
Oh, lucky. So, as you go, your hand slips in there, and
young for that.
you expect your hand to go into the pocket as you start to pulling away, and we'll say like that you're used to kind of following the seam line down until it curves, just to make sure that you don't just like scrape something to help keep quiet and almost do a small scoop. And as you're doing that motion, trying to time it really right, your hand goes a lot further down than you realize because they're not actually like pockets, they're more of just like slits. And all of a sudden, as you're kind of going, and as you're going, like your hand starts to pull, and you feel yourself all of a sudden, like halfway up your forearm, like and accidentally starting to pull on her entire skirt that she's got.
Oh no! Whoop.
And she definitely notices what, like that. Oh, you're pulling my skirt.
The con isn't going well.
I'm gonna try to play it off. I want to roll deception here. I'm gonna try to play it off as like I was just trying to grab onto her and I accidentally.
Go ahead, roll a deception for me.
Okay, cool, thanks. That is a
That's-
28.
Oh my
that was a
god.
lot better.
All right.
I pulled
She
that
goes,
off.
she's like, oh no, sweetie,
This
it's okay, it's okay.
I don't know.
Go ahead. Just don't try to.
Mom?
Helene, honey, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna take the old woman's hands and like cup them because I know what she's doing. I'm gonna cup her hands. Thank you so much for finding my daughter for me.
Mommy, I'm just gonna wrap myself around your leg.
She's quite the little skirt puller there.
She really is. You know, this is why I don't give her skirts of her own to wear because she likes to depants herself. And
She likes to dip pants herself.
You see the lady just start to blush like, oh my.
She's like, you know,
I don't like wearing skirts. They're uncomfortable. Mommy makes me wear them all the time. I hate it.
she's like, come now, we have to go figure out what we're
I
gonna
don't
do.
want to go to the dressmaker, Mom!
She's like, but we really need to see if we can get a
God.
deal because, honey, we don't have any money right now.
But Mom!
I know. You know what? We need to bring food home to your 3 brothers and sisters. Yes, there's 6 of them.
I see what you're picking up on.
She's like, I'm so sorry, ma'am. You know,
Go ahead
times
and
are hard right now.
Boz just keeps walking because he knows if he even steps in here, it'll fail.
He's
So
like, I'm not here, I'm not here.
Hey, I'll-
Azure
I
is
don't
still
know
just
them.
deep eyeing Boz.
go ahead and roll deception with advantage.
Let's go. Oh, God. I'm so glad I had advantage because that was sad. It's still sad, but 10.
10. Okay.
The other one was a nat 1.
I just imagined that one. Your 3 brothers and your 3 brothers, I mean sisters. Yeah, there's 7, I mean 6 of you.
She's like, I can't count
Yep.
anymore. There's just too many
Kids.
While I'm doing this, though, can I have Mans kind of search her pockets?
Oh God.
I'm going to say no just because there wouldn't be
Such a
any...
clusterfuck.
Well, she let
How
Helene
would
go.
mans do this in a discreet way?
That's the
Not
other
small,
thing
he's
is
She's
this
like,
big.
da-da-da.
rolls down your arm as you're shaking her hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
your brother.
flails and money goes everywhere.
Ting 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 ting.
Like a video game character, she flails and...
Lego game, Lego studs everywhere.
Yeah, Lego D&D. It's a thing. You need to make it now. Wizards of the Coast, Lego, get together.
Oh my god.
They have actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it's
play
not
them.
this amazing.
They're not sponsoring us, I swear.
Yeah.
We have
Sponsor
no
maybe by
sponsors.
this time? Probably not. So I'm gonna say no for Mans being able to in any way discreetly get her pockets in. However, with the 10 and after Helene's really good performance and deception rolls, you see her like really timidly kind of looking back, like looking around, and it's like, well, wait. And she goes and she pulls out this little purse and she...
It was in the other pocket.
Yeah, it was in the other pocket. She goes and pulls out this purse and goes and puts it back in the pocket. And you see her like tie the bag really tight and put it in the other pocket and kind of gestures to Helene. It's like,
I'm gonna kind of trot over all kid-like.
and she's like kneeling in front of you now. And she holds out these 2 gold coins and it's like, you can have these as long as you promise not to ruin what your mom buys you.
Yeah, don't pull your dress
Kind
down.
of look back at her. Okay, I promise.
Okay.
Thank you, nice lady.
Thank
Hands you
you
2 coins.
so much.
Mom, look what she gave me.
Did you tell her thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. This will
She
definitely...
just has this the biggest smile on
Mom,
her face.
do you think we can get bread tonight then?
I think... Honey, I think we
You're
can
pushing it.
I think we can get bread and cheese tonight.
And I'm going to scoop her up and I'm going to turn back to the lady and I'm going to be like, thank you again. And then just walk away. She's like,
Even the lady's like, bread.
we're
What kind of coins did I get here?
gold.
Gold.
2 gold
She
coins.
gave me gold coins?
Yeah.
You 2 gold coins.
Oh shit! I thought she gave me like 2 like silver coins
Nope.
or
No,
copper
no,
coins.
2
gold.
gold coins.
Oh my!
Yeah, that's
all right.
Yeah, no, that's enough bread to
I,
last you the week.
Yeah,
My
that's why
God.
she's like, why is she concerned about bread?
I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I'm a kid. I just
Kids
got
have no
coins.
concept of
bread.
money.
Okay.
So we walk a little distance away, and I'm like,
And that's when they catch up with the boss. Like,
What?
I hope you got enough.
"Thank you, mommy. I'm gonna give you a kiss on the cheek."
You're welcome, honey. She's like, next time you want to do something like that, at least clue me in so I can help.
I
She's been
What
doing it
is
for a while.
Wait, what happened?
so
What?
Helene is buying dinner tonight.
That's what it seems like.
yeah, I could probably do that. Let me pick a couple more pockets real quick.
You really need to.
Wait,
We'll be going
so
to banks
are
soon.
you stealing from people?
I am
No.
robbing from the rich to feed the poor.
It was actually.
Have you ever heard of
gifted
Robin Hood?
That's a favor.
No, I have never heard of it.
to-
Robbing.
So, blacksmith, let's go.
It's about a small bird who
Come
wears
on,
a hat.
nope. We're going to the blacksmith. Come on.
I know you are trying to direct a conversation, but I will still inquire about this later.
Okay, Kron. Okay, we can talk about this later.
Much later.
All right. So you guys continue on towards the blacksmith, which takes a little while, but
We made it eventually.
you make it eventually, yeah. Pull up that. Okay. So a few blocks away, you can hear the distinctive sound of metal ringing against metal,
Ding.
and getting just louder and louder as you come.
Ding.
Dang!
Dang it! Oh man, I dinged the wrong thing, guys.
He dinged the wrong dang.
Oh,
ding a
God,
dang,
I'm just
ding
thinking-
along.
A sentient anvil. You just hear, ow! Ow!
His life is pain.
Oh, it's gonna be a long night, guys.
Yes.
This is what happens when you keep us apart for too long.
400
Chaos.
years.
Been 84 years.
10,000 years. We'll give you such a crick in the neck.
On target.
Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, and go.
So you reach the blacksmith, where you see a male elf swinging away.
Ooh.
So you like all look at me.
Well, it's because I said male elf, and out of the corner of my eye, I see your head just very quickly raise up, and you're looking right at me all of a sudden.
Say what? Male?
Male.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
man?
word.
That's
Nothing
the
else
word I
matters,
was
just
looking
male.
for.
Male.
Is of the opposite gender?
He's male. He's an elf. Let's go.
Alyssa's very obviously straight.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
I mean, it all is, but you know.
you see a male elf with a pretty muscular physique, being a blacksmith.
Ooh.
Just working.
Mommy needs you to steal from him, please.
Can we please keep it in your pants?
I don't wear pants. I wear a dress.
It's a metaphor.
Anywho, you found the blacksmith. What are you doing?
I'm gonna walk in and be like, excuse me, I have a friend that needs your assistance.
Kron, here.
All right.
Thought you were gonna.
She's like, I can introduce him all on my own. You know that, right? You don't have to speak for me.
I was speaking for him.
So the elf stops his work, looks up, as you see him take
Is he a drow?
No, he's not a drow.
Does he have facial hair?
No, he does not have facial hair.
Does he have pointy ears?
I don't think elves
He is
can.
an elf, so yes.
I don't think elves can have facial hair, actually.
Elves can't have
in
facial hair?
D&D lore.
Elves can't have facial hair?
Not in D&D lore, I don't think.
I don't know. I shave mine off every night.
This one doesn't though, but it's also to help prevent any
just
facial
kidding.
burning from stray
Right,
embers.
right. Yeah, you don't want like cinders.
Yep.
That is fair.
And so you see him put a red hot blade back into the furnace and throw a few more coal onto into the fires before coming over. He goes over. It's like, oh, so who is this friend?
He's actually he's kind of big and he's got a broken leg. Can you come outside and look at him?
Why are you coming to me for a broken leg? But
You'll see.
What's he called?
It's trust
okay.
me.
So
She's gonna take him outside and point to where the Warforge is standing next to the halfling and the tiefling and be like, this is our companion.
Kron, go ahead and tell him what's wrong.
I tried to.
Hello there.
you see the elf is like, okay, I can see how metal is not probably a physician's strong suit.
Exactly.
Can't
had
say
to-
I have any experience with this though, but
You would probably be the best bet that we would have.
oh, that or an artificer or maybe a tinkerer. But
Do you guys have artificers in this town?
oh yeah,
Or tinkerers.
They said they have artificers in this
I
town.
mean, we can.
I mean I don't want to turn away business though, so I mean I'm happy to try to see what I can do.
Well, if you think you're gonna break it too, then don't touch it.
I'm not gonna hit it with a hammer. Jeez,
Well, I mean,
Isn't that what you do? You hit things with hammers?
do a lot more than that.
Oh.
I also hit little girls with hammers too if they're not careful.
Mommy, he's threatening me!
I am not your mommy. Not in this sense.
Azure, like, has to turn away for a second as he, like, lightly actually snickers.
She's like,
Damn it.
oh my god. She's like, maybe I should have had the drink.
But I mean, it's like, what's up with your voice too? It's like,
There has been some damage, so if you could actually work on that first, that would be very appreciated.
It was a lot worse. I managed to use some thread and fabric and kind of jimmy it in place, but it's completely disjointed, and as a tailor, that's not my strong suit.
kind of looks just like, yeah, wouldn't expect a tailor to be able to fix something mechanical, but I mean, I've got some extra oil. It's pricey. I mean,
How much?
hey buddy, like, I don't know how you work, but like, could we like open you up and put a jar inside and pour the oil through and like collect the oil still? Like, is that even possible? And Carl goes
He
like,
needs an oil change.
It would hypothetically be possible, but I have not opened up myself in a long time.
So he goes and looks at you guys like, are you okay trying that, or
Well,
would you
Mr.
just want to buy the oil? And
Mr. Blacksmith, do you know where the artificer is? Because it might not be a bad idea to go and talk to the professional about this.
I mean, we could just bring the artificer here and they can work together.
Well,
That might not be a bad idea either. You're just
Because-
crushing on the blacksmith, aren't you?
No! You're grounded.
You're not my mom.
he kind of goes and it's like, I mean, if you want to go out for drinks tonight,
She just pushes Helene back. She's like, ow! I wouldn't object to it.
We're staying at the Molden Inn.
God, yes, we are. The moldy.
you just watch his face go.
She's like, trust me.
Would you be okay going somewhere else then?
Yes.
Ooh, he wants to take you somewhere
Absolutely.
else.
well, that's where we stayed last night.
Will
We can stay
you
anywhere tonight.
Shut up, both of you.
What's your name, tall, dark, and handsome?
She's so embarrassed. Like if I could blush, I would right now. But she's
You're
like
dead.
pale. She's like, I'm gonna kill.
Azure is looking at all of
I
you
would
very
say
confused.
instead of blushing, the little bit of like blood that does like your cheeks almost turn like a slight shade of like blackish blue, just like a
Yeah. You
small bruise.
on your face.
It almost looks like your cheeks are bruising slightly.
Yeah, it's like a grayish tone instead of a pinkish tone.
Yeah.
And she's just like, please stop. Please stop.
I asked him a question, though. He has to answer.
I'm aware of it.
But no, my name is Dakith. So, yeah, for the whole
Dakith,
talking
Dakith,
thing,
Dakith.
I might not be the best person for that, but I could at least throw something together a lot better than the stick you got for a leg right now.
That would be amazing because I've been trying to support him the entire way.
You weren't the only one supporting him the entire way. You just carried him most of the way.
He's not light.
I'm the one that pulled him out of the hole.
Yeah, and
Children,
Did nothing? Absolutely.
I gave him a ride for about 12 miles.
So, how much is this going to cost?
Well, tell you what. If you pay for drinks tonight, I'll take care of this.
All right. Deal.
Awesome.
He has the
So-
metabolism of a dwarf.
With
Yes,
that,
the metabolism of a dwarf.
so,
10 dwarves, what are you talking about?
with the, since you're still looking for an artificer, some of them can be a bit snobby. It's in my experience, a lot of them are gnomes or halflings, and with the advanced age that they got, they almost have tenure here in the city. So they do basically what they want, and they know their work's good enough to get paid. So bringing in a unique thing generally actually doesn't interest them because they're very content with their perfect little lifestyle. But I do know an amateur artificer.
We could give him some, or her, some work.
Patronage.
Well, she goes by Lily.
Lily.
Yeah. So she owns her own. Shop. It's on the east side of town.
Oh, I miss having
Is she a
my own
halfling?
shop.
No, she's human.
Interesting.
All right. Kron, are you okay staying here while we go wrangle us an artificer?
Well, if I don't think I will have a leg to yes, I am okay staying here.
All right. Well, stay here, and we will be back.
So as you guys head off, you see it's like, so is it gonna hurt if I actually take off your leg? It's like,
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I just,
like, okay,
I just
here we
see
go.
Kron-
I'm joking.
Exactly. Oh my god.
it's like I'm gonna burn this leg.
Literally. It's a piece of wood. You can burn
Yeah. He then looks like, actually, like, hey, are you okay if I burn this leg? Like, you don't need it. It's like,
It's just wood.
so that's like, yeah.
Tosses it in the fire.
Awesome. All right, so let's take some measurements. All right,
Down to
so
the artificer.
we'll say that he gave you a little more directions than just east side before you guys just took off.
You're right.
So you spend the next half hour walking across to the east side, following directions. Maybe get caught up a little bit, but going to the east side, he described it as right before where the Holy Plaza section of the city is. And as you're approaching that eastern side, you do see that there is this clear divided area that actually has this metal gate that runs through with multiple entrances. It's not like just a single entrance, but you can tell that it's like every 100 yards or so there's another one that usually has at least one guard just kind of posted on it. But you can tell on the inside it's a very different feel of everything. The artificer's shop, though, is right before the gate, so you're not entering in, but you're getting just the glimpse of it. You see a lot of what you would recognize as religious buildings, large altars and other things praying to God, very common gods in this realm, such as Odin and Thor.
Oh, hell.
Oh, hell.
Yeah. But right before you get to this gate is you see this little, it's like a hole in the wall type of shop. And it just says Lily's Magics.
Okay. I'm going to walk in and be like, hello, is anybody in here?
So you walk in and you find yourself in a well-lit, but kind of dusty sort of shop. As you see this small human female who's probably all of like 5'2".
Okay, so she's like
Hey.
my height.
That's not that small.
I mean, for a human.
Well, for three of us, actually.
She's gonna. I'm gonna
she's
walk
15.
over to her and be like, the blacksmith, Daketh. He sent us to you.
So Lily kind of goes, and as you take a look at her, you see that she's got a pair of goggles that she wears kind of above her head, and she's got a little pair of glasses, and she's got that dirty brown kind of hair that's pulled back tight. And you see like smut and other stuff just kind of like underneath her fingernails, and a little outline of like where her goggles obviously sit on her face. She's not filthy, but you can tell that she's been working
She's like,
actively
"I'm
on
not
something.
touching her.
Yeah.
Just took a nap. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
She goes, it's like, oh, so you know Daketh then?
Yes, he's actually helping one of our friends right now, and we're hoping that maybe you can assist as well, if you would so kindly come with us.
I mean, I would
He's
have
a
to.
metal man.
What do you mean? Daketh's not a metal man.
No,
He's
no,
an
no,
elf.
our friend.
Not Daketh.
Oh, your friend's a metal man.
Yeah.
And he kind of has an unhinged jaw and is not functioning properly.
He's a warforged.
Oh, a Warforged.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
a metal
wow.
man.
I haven't seen
said
one
that
of.
already.
I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Yeah. I hate to leave the shop, but
I can watch it for you. I'm trustworthy.
Based on their size, I have to doubt that. And I'm sorry, but I don't know you, and I don't want strangers running
Based
around.
on my size, are you
Yeah.
being sizist here?
I will pay you if you can assist us.
You
if
can
you
close
can
shop
close your
for a
shop
little while.
for,
Yeah,
a
that's a
couple
good
hours to
idea.
help.
I like that idea.
we will fund you.
Okay, I can do that then. Is there anything that I'm going to need to bring with me? Just because I still like to get back as quick as
Well,
possible.
his jaw is completely unhinged, and he's having issues with his vocal box. They're coming for you. On top of that, he's missing a leg, and we need to repair that so he's able to walk. And
Well, I think the blacksmith might be taking it to the leg.
yeah, but I don't know if he knows how to attach it.
Yeah, Daketh's not the smartest when it comes to the more intricate side of a lot of mechanical workings. But I can definitely go and take a look. Let me grab... well, I don't have... Let me make a bag real quick to throw all my stuff in. Well, I'll grab a bag and throw my stuff in. So, one moment.
Okay.
You see as she...
I'm gonna go stand outside.
You see as she kind of scampers back, and you hear different rumbling and a few clanking of metal, seemingly like throwing wrenches, maybe, and other instruments in there. But you take a quick little glance around her shop, and you see that it's filled with different items and apparel. That some of them are. Oh, the audio is gonna suck.
That is
Yeah.
gonna be bad.
I am so sorry. Hopefully, we fix that. But you see a lot of odds and ends type of stuff, but there are 3 different display cases that are under a lock that you can see are what seems to be, and what you would probably assume, given the fact that they're not very well. Some of them are little jewelry bits, but others seem fairly unique. Is the high likelihood of some magical items.
Okay.
Nothing that looks too fancy, but you do see, like, the fact that there's just a copper ring that's under lock that seems to have like some small glowing writing on it and other stuff, like, indicates.
It's the one ring. To rule them all. Mind you, copyright.
If it's
I said to rule them all. Thank you.
to rule them all.
The Molgoths, yes.
If it's all, it's to attract them all.
Yes. She's like,
So-
just shut up.
After a few moments, Lily comes back out carrying this large bag that's got all these different items that you can tell are poking against the fabric, almost making it look like a suppressed porcupine of sorts.
Nice.
She's like, okay, so I'm assuming we're off to Dackett's?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's go. As
So-
we walk out, I'm just going to grab Helene and just like hold her and be like,
Fun.
"Come on, child."
So I've got to ask, why are all you guys, how'd you meet a Warforged?
He was actually, Helene, would you like to tell that story?
So we were traveling here from the shoreline. That's a long story too. But
From the
we
north.
came across.
What, from the north?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's a story of its own.
We kind of got shipwrecked. But anyways, like I
They
said,
got
that's a
shipwrecked.
story of its own. Shut up. And we came across this town, this little village that looked like it had been burned down years and years ago. And we stopped there to see if we could scavenge anything. And we kind of found him in one of the basements. So
It's
he
like
seemed like a nice enough
A
guy.
puppy. We kept him.
Yeah. And we're trying to fix him up and make him better. So if he wants to go do anything or go find his,
He's
Well,
very
he doesn't
difficult to
have family.
understand.
but
It's not that
Yeah.
difficult to understand.
He's very difficult to understand.
You're
he
difficult.
seems like a nice enough
Well, I
robot.
think I'm pretty
Wow.
eloquent of my own.
I think I remember hearing stories. They've tried to make a settlement out to the north a few times, but it never worked out. But I never knew there was a Warforged there.
I don't think he was put there by accident.
He said, well, he said a lot of things, but it was hard to understand a lot.
If he
of
can
what
fix
he
his
said.
mouth, maybe he can tell you the story. I'd like to know as well.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that sounds fascinating. So, and what about all, like, how, we've got another, like, mile or so. Like, how'd you come from the north side on a boat wreck and not boat wreck? How'd you get to the north side if it wasn't by boat?
I was traveling on a boat, just not their boat. I do a lot of traveling.
There's not a port
Okay.
up there.
We got shipwrecked on the
I-
island north of
I
here.
Stopped at that place. There. Suderham.
Suderheim.
Yes, I was there and then I tracked north and
Kind of went up and around the edge.
Wow.
around.
So you must be an adventurer then,
sort of.
or an
I'm
explorer. I mean, you must be pretty strong to be able to survive that trek all by yourself then.
She's
I-
very strong.
Yes.
Very,
I'm a trades person.
yeah.
I dabble in trade.
Wow. Well, if you're ever looking to kind of trade or buy some wares, I've got, a whole shop of it. So always hoping to, make another sell. By the way, we never discussed price. Would you be willing to compensate me 5 silver for the time I'm closing up the shop for?
Of course.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay. Well, I see Dacketh, so he's like, "Hi, Dacketh!" And you see Dacketh and Kron both kind of on a bench. Kron now fully missing a leg, and you see Dakith like giving different lengths and measurements, and it seems like he's thrown together a very rough kind of like prosthetic leg, but nothing that's remotely usable yet, given the fact that it's been
20 minutes.
Well, it's the east side, so it's been closer to like an hour and a half.
Oh dang.
It was about like 2 miles. You guys went like 4 miles in total, back and forth.
You think I could have picked a pocket on our way back? I didn't realize it was that far. I thought it was just a quick walk around the corner.
No, it was a decent little distance. Go ahead and...
While she's figuring out if she picked a pocket, were there any open shops that looked like they needed somebody to reside in them?
So you didn't see any vacant shops.
Okay.
You saw a lot of open, thriving shops, though.
Okay.
So
You could potentially partner with someone.
So
I got a 15.
for sleight of
Sleight of hand, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say that
Bump and grab.
you try a bump and grab, but unfortunately, as you're kind of doing it, the bump was a little more. It turned it into a little bit more of a trip, and they start really stumbling, catching himself, but it's no longer smooth. And remembering the deep pantsing that happened almost earlier today, you decide to abort earlier and avoid it.
So DC increased here now.
So
Shame.
you've drawn attention to yourself, but you're boarded. You didn't take anything, and so
I'm so
you just
sorry, sir.
was like,
Helene,
yeah,
honey,
watch it.
stop running into people. Sorry. She's a little scatterbrained.
Mom,
You are. You take
said
after.
I was just clumsy.
You take after your father. Come on.
Trots on.
All right. So you make it back to Dakith's, and there you see Kron's, and instantly Lily comes up and is like, "Wow, I've never seen a Warforged up close before, but this is so cool." And Kron responds just,
Sorry. Hello there. Are you going to be attempting to fix my mouth?
she's like, "Yeah," and it's like, "Oh yeah, I can see the damage." She starts looking back and forth, and it's like, "Oh, we're gonna need an extra bolt there." Dakith, do you have? She stops a moment. She takes out a little like ruler, and she's like, "Do you have a 8/10 of a bolt size?" It's like, we're gonna need a replacement here. Dakith's goes like, "Yeah, I can get one." And instantly, Lily's attention is now full on Kron's and is starting to disassemble part of his jaw. And
The poor string.
Kron's is now mute for the foreseeable future.
Oh no. Poor Kron's.
So,
Kron's life matters.
Mommy, can I go play?
Absolutely. Why don't you go see if you can find that pastry shop I was talking to you about?
Ooh,
And get us some breakfast.
that might not be a bad idea. I forgot that it's early in the morning still.
Yes.
Ish. It's
Yeah,
before noon
it's-
still.
ish is good.
And take our wonderful tiefling friend with you.
Mom, I don't need a babysitter.
She's like, all right, then don't. Take the grumpy old man.
Arjun, you want to come with me?
I'm not grumpy.
You
Oh,
are grumpy
sure.
sometimes.
Food sounds good
Well, grumpy
right now,
man.
actually.
Let's go find some
I have a
pastries.
lot more reasons to be grumpy.
Really?
All right. So, with Dakith and Lily now both kind of hard at work of very fascinated with Kron. And it seems Helene and Azure are heading off while Ayala and Boz are you two just kind of standing by. As you realize now that with them working, they're not going to be as much up for engagement. Or are you going to...
How
Do you
long
have
do you think
a
this?
different agenda?
Well, how long do you think this is going to take?
Oh, Kron goes and
Just
looks and it's like, well, I'm gonna need at least
probably all of the day because I'm trying to build something from scratch, and I've got a reference, but I don't have all the pieces to make it just like that. I mean, ideally you're wanting a pre-made prosthetic leg, but you know, he at least needs a substitute more than the
I need you to get me that leg.
but you know, he needs something more than the piece of halfway broken wood that he had. So I'm building something from scratch that'll at least allow for decent mobility. If not, you're gonna have probably a bit of a limp with it because it's not gonna be perfect. But hey, at least you're not gonna be one-legged.
That's true.
But I'm needing to build that from scratch, so that's gonna take me, like I said, probably the better part of this today.
All right.
Pulling out another gold coin, I'm gonna set it down on the table between the two people that are working, and
She's just made of money. How much money you got, girl?
if this may help and also pay for the causes that we are kind of running over both of your shops today.
Lily kind of goes and like starts seeing Dacketh kind of snatches. Like, I know you're gonna be finished a lot sooner than I am, so no, I will take this. But I do appreciate that, as I will still probably have to take a few breaks for some other customers that I do have coming in. But it's just finishing up and delivering some jobs for them, so I'll be able to spend most of my day working on this. So
All right.
it's appreciated.
All right, then.
Let's go find some food with them.
Guess
and
we will leave you to it and see you later today, and I'll see you tonight.
All right. Before you go, Lily hands out. It's like, I'm gonna be gone. It's like, I'm gonna be gone. Can I get my 5 silver, please?
I just gave you a gold coin
I thought
to
Lily took the gold.
take the...
No, Dacketh took.
Oh,
Oh, she's like...
Dacketh took the gold.
Yep, hold on. And I'm gonna dig out some silver, I guess, and give it to her.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So, oh my gosh, what's this? Is that a
should we go
pumpkin
find
strand?
them first? Gross.
Stop pumpkin. Stop pumpkin.
All right. So, as everyone's kind of heading out with the day, with you guys now getting your robotic friend Kronz repaired, starting to make some money, and trying to figure out what's going to happen next, that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's episode. So, thank you so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. It's been a fun journey.
It's been a night.
It's been a night, and editing's gonna take out a fair bit. So it was longer for us than you
Amazing.
even realized, but it was fun. So again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.